Are we live? Am I on? Hello, everybody. Welcome to the Multicultural Student Center stream, UW-Madison, for the election night 2020. I'm your host today, Jada Kline. I graduated from UW-Madison with a degree in biology and political science in December of 2017. So I came back, y'all, so we can really discuss what's going on today. Because tonight, honestly, is going to last more than one day, number one. Number two, tonight is going to be very contentious. And I want to offer you a nonpartisan, straight talk, real talk, facts over feelings coverage of this election, right? So share the stream with your friends, your family, whoever you think needs a break from the mainstream, wants a little something different, okay? And I can offer that for you. So just to give you a rundown of what the night is, okay? We see some people in the chat. Hey, Jessica, how you doing, girl? So basically what today is going to be, or tonight is going to be, is going through live key races, right? I've got a producer here in the room. He's going to be letting me know what races are being called, what things are being called at what time. So I want to update you all on those things. But we also have some interviews. We have some live guests that will be joining us periodically throughout the stream to give their opinions on the race, on races going on throughout the country, and also just specific questions dealing with you, the voter, and other things in electoral politics that need to be discussed right now, y'all. Because I don't know about you, but 2020, as I was describing to somebody earlier, has been a monkey wrench of a year. And I think today has been or will be very historic, no matter what the outcome is. So I'm here to offer you, again, nonpartisan opinion or nonpartisan viewpoints of what's just going on, y'all. We're just going to talk facts, all right? And the only thing that I'm going to ask from you all is to comment. I need you in the chat, Facebook, YouTube. I need y'all to chat, right? This is interactive. I don't want to just be talking to the screen, right? That's fine. But I just don't want this to become me talking at you. I want us all to just conversate, discuss, right? Let's keep it respectful, but let's just get to the real talk here. Because a lot of this stuff, I think, are issues. A lot of issues going on today are salient to all of us, no matter what your race is, your gender, where you grew up, where you live now, whether you're a student, when you're older, younger. A lot of these things that we're about to talk about today are things everybody should be caring about, right? It doesn't matter red or blue at the end of the day. We're all still voters. We're Americans. We're people that just need to, again, focus on the facts, guys, right? So again, I want to bring you live election results. I'm going to be asking you some poll questions. So when that kind of comes up, I'll let you all know when we'll do those poll questions. And we'll also be having some live guests. So, the election has just been heating up already, guys. So I'm about to share my screen. All right. To share my screen in a second, just so I can kind of let you all know what the race is looking like already, because I think if I'm correct, Florida has already been called. So let me add my screen, share my screen here. All right, can y'all see my screen? Can everybody see my screen? Just type yes in the comment section. Let me know if you can see my screen. All right, 16 people up in here, 17. What's up, y'all? Say hello in the chat. I want to see y'all. Like I said, this is a conversation. I want to be talking to y'all. So let me know you're here. Let me know you're here. All right. So, all right. The first key race that we're going to be looking at right now is Florida. Florida has 92% of expected votes counted already, people. All right. 92% of expected votes. Their polls have already been closed. Now, if you look at here, all precincts pretty much have already started to report results. 95% reported. Yeah, a lot of them have already been reporting. It's just basically we're still expecting a certain percentage of expected votes for each of these counties, just to kind of be pulled up here. Let me get this out of the way. So it looks like, just from a rough estimate here, that Trump will win Florida. Nobody has called it yet. I'm not calling anything yet. I'm just saying in general, it's a strong possibility that he'll win Florida. But it is very, very close, guys. Florida is very close. This is one of the states that Trump is really going to need to take if he wants to win this election. So right now, here's the breakdown for Florida. So 29 electoral votes. If you don't know, one candidate has to win 270 votes in order to become the president of the United States of America, the 46th or the 45th president of the United States of America. So right now, Trump, he's got 51% of the votes. Biden, 48% of the votes. Ooh, just so close. Like, oh gosh, guys. 92% of expected votes have already been counted. So we're going to kind of bring you updates of Florida as Florida results come in. But I'm telling you, I don't know, guys, what y'all think? Let me hear in the comments what y'all think. Do you think Florida's going to go for Trump? Not what you want to happen. Don't tell me what you want to happen. Tell me what you think is going to happen based upon what's here. You think Trump is going to take Florida or not? I don't know. It's looking like he's going to take Florida. Could be, could not be. Like I said, I don't want to call any races. I'm not CNN. I ain't CNN. But we will bring you those live updates once people start to call these races. All right, guys? Let's look at something else. I want to look at North Carolina. So it looks like North Carolina, their polls have already closed at 6:30 Central Time. 77% of the expected votes have been counted. You've got Biden 51, Trump 47, but like I said, those percentages don't really mean much, honestly, because you still have a good chunk of the votes still to be counted. We have Eve saying probably Trump. Biden team didn't expect to win. Hey, that's a good point. You win some, you lose some. You got to take your battles how you can. So, all right. So we have a few counties here in North Carolina that still have not been counted. So we'll see, guys. We'll see. Honestly, I think people are gearing towards it turning blue. Some people say it's going to, turn for Trump. I don't know. We can look at the 2016 election results to give us a good idea of what it was 4 years ago. Yeah, you can see a lot of blue counties up here for North Carolina, but down here, a lot of red. I believe Trump won. Yes, he won North Carolina, right? So we'll see if it's going to flip. Yep, this is the map, the electoral map from 2016, y'all. 2016 electoral map right now. And Donald Trump definitely won. He won by quite a few percentage points here against Hillary Clinton. We'll see, guys. This stuff is really close. I'm telling you. It's just nail biter after nail biter after nail biter. What do I have here? I have Ohio here. I don't think Ohio really has much. What is this? Much counted yet. Let's go back to the live election results here. All right. So we're going to be watching North Carolina closely. We're going to be watching Florida closely. Let's see. How y'all feeling tonight? Everybody feeling good? Looking at the chat is popping. Yes. Come on, guys. Keep commenting. Let me know your thoughts. How are you all feeling? Is anybody nervous in the building? Anybody nervous? I'm a little nervous. I'm not necessarily nervous about who's going to win. I think it's just like the aftermath type of thing. Is anybody afraid of the aftermath? I don't know. That's just me. It's just so many unknowns. Like I said, 2020 has just been a monkey wrench of a year. It's been so much stuff going on in this country and around the world. I'm just nervous. I don't know what's going to happen. And, the funny thing to me is, y'all, and you let me know how y'all felt 4 years ago. I think people put their thumb on the scale and assumed that Hillary Clinton was going to win, right? But it's like people were shocked. Everybody's wigs was on the floor, right? So that's why I don't really make predictions. I don't. I'm like, anything goes. Anything goes. Someone says, I am definitely nervous. I hear you. I'm nervous too. I don't know what's going to happen. I think just the unknown is that I don't understand. Oh, okay. We've got a Christian in the house. Eve said, I'm good. In the end, the Lord is in control. Amen, sister. Amen. The Lord is in control. All right. Let's see. What do y'all want to see? What races do y'all want to see? I can cover some of the presidential elections, and I can also cover some state races, Senate, House of Representatives too. What do y'all want to see? Let me hear what y'all thinking about in the comment section. Let's see. Let me do one more state. Let me go over. Let me see. Let's go over Michigan. This is one of the swing states that's going to be very important for either candidate to win. Now, not a lot has been, or not a lot of votes have been counted so far. Looks like their polls closed at 7 p.m. in Michigan, 7 p.m. Central Time, 8 p.m. Eastern Time. So we shall see. We shall see, y'all. Yeah, not a lot reporting in Michigan. And as you know, guys, as the night goes along, that's when we'll start to get more results and more results and more results, So I appreciate y'all hanging in with me there with a lot of states still in limbo right now. But again, as the night gets younger or older or whatever, we're going to start getting more results. So stay tuned, right? Because a lot of these states over here, West Coast, probably haven't even had their polls closed yet, right? So we just kind of got to be patient for a lot of these West Coast. Because if you look here, Nevada, I believe it went for President Obama in 2012. And let's see what it went in 2016. What happened in Nevada? Nevada went for Hillary in 2016, but just by a hair. What is that? 47.9% versus 45.5% for Donald Trump. So Nevada, anything, what I'm saying? Anything goes, guys. Hashtag anything goes. Honestly, anything goes, right? So let's see. Nevada, like I said, it has a good possibility, in my opinion, of going to Trump or going to Biden. But again, I'm not going to put all my eggs in one basket. I'm gonna just leave it open and let the voters decide, guys. What else do we have here? Arizona is also another contentious state that also has a very contentious Senate race as well. Very contentious Senate race in Arizona. It went for Trump, I believe, in 2016. Yes, it did. So it's a good possibility that he'll take Arizona again. We will have to see. But I know that people are coming out to vote in droves. Type a 1 in your chat if you voted today. Type a number 2 if you voted early. So type 1 if you voted today. 2 if you voted early. Let me know. I'm just curious. I voted. I live in Illinois. So we have early voting by mail. So we just do the whole, vote by mail, and then we have a drop box. So it was so easy. I dropped it off. They gave me a text message, everyone, when it was all ready to go. So I was like, okay, very high tech. I was impressed. All right, we have some people that voted today. Okay. Some people voted early. All right, Gia. Okay. Maria voted today. Awesome. Y'all get y'all stickers if you voted today? Yeah, I didn't get the sticker because I was mailing, but hey, that's all right. I ain't salty. Okay. Valley voted early. All right. Voted early. That's good. Okay, let's see. New York has already been called and there's only 14% expected votes. That's when you know it's in the bag. All righty, guys. Let's take a look now, just a brief break on, let's see what the Senate is doing. Okay, Floyd voted early. Okay, Floyd, early voting. That's good. Let's see. Okay, well, let's see. What's the Senate is talking about? The Senate right now, guys, people are saying it could possibly it could possibly change for the Democrats. Right now, we are in a Republican-controlled Senate. It could flip. Y'all think it's gonna flip? Who thinks it's gonna flip? Like I said, don't comment if you want it to flip a certain way. Don't comment if you want it to flip Democrat. Comment if you think it's going to flip for the Dems. I don't know. I think it has a chance of flipping for the Democrats. Let's look at this live results for the Senate. Let's see. We've got Dick Durbin. He was going to win anyway. Colorado was blue. Wyoming, South Dakota. So it's kind of here and there. We got 22 toss-ups. Ain't that something? 22 toss-ups. Whew, Lord. Y'all, this is going to be a crazy night. I'm excited though. I am excited. Jessica said, okay, mail-in ballot because I thought I was moving. Hey, it's good that you're safe though. It's good that you were safe and said, you know what, let me vote early just in case. Just in case. Because you know what? A lot of states, honestly, y'all, have very, very different regulations when it comes to voting and mail-in ballots versus, just so many different systems that you just really got to be careful. I know some states, they don't allow you to register the day of the election. And that's to me, that's just, it's unfair. I mean, that's, if we really want people to come out and vote, right, why don't we just make it as easy as possible for people who are people who are citizens to vote? Can we just make it easy, right? Let's just make it easy. I also think, personally, let me know your thoughts, but I think that the election day should be a national holiday, right? If we really want people to come out and vote, right, then why don't we just tell them, hey, it's a holiday, go home, take the day off? Am I the only one here? Am I the only one who thinks that the election day should be a holiday? I'm just saying. I think it would make sense, but I'm not the one who makes the rules, guys. So anyway, yeah, this is what the Senate is looking like. I think it's again a good possibility that the Senate is going to be flipping for the Democrats. It's going to be really close. There's a lot of contentious races. I know right here in Arizona, we have Mark Kelly with Martha McSally. She's the incumbent. And Mark Kelly, if you remember, he is the husband of Gabby Gifford, I think is her name. And she was a woman in the House of Representatives who was shot some years ago. And she had to resign her seat, I believe. So he is running in the Senate to just, I think he's running a lot on gun rights and gun activism and stuff like that because of what happened to his wife, understandably. So we'll see. We'll see, because he definitely has a lot of name recognition. I think he's an astronaut too. It's kind of cool. So we'll see what happens in Arizona, guys. Arizona, the Senate race is going to be very contentious. We've got Michigan up here, Minnesota, Iowa, a lot of races, guys, that are just kind of up in the air. Now, let's look at the House. Honestly, I'm pretty sure the House is going to be in the bag for the Democrats again. Not really shocked, not really surprised there. But let's see the results, or let's see just the live results and then kind of what the forecast is. So let me see the forecast. My siblings got out of school today. Oh, are they in like not elementary school, but like grammar school, like high school? Because I know a lot of these schools across the nation are also polling places. I know my former elementary school is also a polling place. So I know, it's good for a lot of teachers to get off too, so they can, go ahead and vote. That's good though. They need to just come on, just give us the holiday. I mean, y'all gave us Columbus Day, right? Y'all gave us Columbus Day. You might as well just give us Election Day off. I mean, I'm just saying. Facts, right? I'm just saying, guys, grammar school students. Okay, that's good. Yeah, I just think that's just how it should be, All righty. So let me see what's going on here. Well, let's just look at the live results for. Okay. Okay, well, this is the forecast. They're predicting a lot of red, 47 Democrats, 82. Okay, so these are all reported for what it's going to be looking like for the House of Representatives in the United States. Let me look at this forecast again to see what they got going on. Let's see, y'all. Let's see. Let me check this comment section. I think their teachers had meetings but got off to work so they could vote. Okay. That's what Jessica said. Okay. I'm telling you, y'all, let's start a hashtag or something tonight. Let's get election vote or election day. Let's get off work. Let's get out of school. Should be a national holiday. Anyway, so this is the forecast for the House of Representatives right now. Again, it's looking pretty much for the Democrats at this point. They have 232 seats versus the Republicans 182. Again, this is just a forecast. This isn't anything live, results pending, anything like that. So we'll see, guys. But it's looking like the Democrats are going to take the House again. Again, not really surprising or shocking to me, but anything happens. It looks like there's 21 seats that are pretty contentious, could go either way, which is interesting. A few toss-ups. But yeah, y'all, looking like Democrats is just gonna take the House again. All righty. Let's go back to our nice live election map of the presidential race. So let's check on North Carolina again, y'all. Let's see what's going on in North Carolina. 79% votes have been counted. I think that's a little up from 77 when we looked last. They still have Biden up 50% versus Trump 48. But like I said, that don't really mean much, just because we still got a lot of uncounted votes. All right. So we'll see, y'all. That's what North Carolina is looking like. North Carolina. Oh, I think they said, okay, yeah. North Carolina. Let's see who else and what else we can see. All right. Floyd said stimulus deal during lame duck session, ? I don't know. Good question. I don't know. I really don't know. You know, we should have had about 50 stimulus deals by this point, honestly, but we don't, and that's whatever. But, you know, I think something has to come down the pipeline once this election's over. You know, to me, there's no way. Like you've got major holidays coming up, you know, the Christmas season, Black Friday. People have lost their jobs. People are homeless. It's about to be winter in a lot of states. Like there's a safety net that is needed. All right. So I'm hoping there is some sort of deal. I'm hoping the Republicans and the Democrats can maybe put their differences aside and think about the American people. I don't know, guys. You think they can do that? I don't know. I'm hoping so, you know, for the sake of a lot of people's lives in this country. So we'll have to see if that stimulus deal comes into fruition. I don't put nothing past either party just to kind of do what they do, honestly. Eve says Biden is the projected winner of Colorado. All righty. Thank you for that information. Boom. Let's look at it. Yep, you're correct in that assumption. 32% expected votes have been counted, but it looks like Colorado is going to Joe Biden, guys. Colorado. To be expected, Hillary Clinton won Colorado. And, you know, Colorado, you know, lately it's been very blue. Past few like presidential elections and stuff like that. I think even just as a state, their politics locally is looking a lot more blue. So, all righty, Joe Biden looks like it's being called. Electoral college votes, 9 of them are going to go to Joe Biden. Those are for Colorado. All righty. Now let's look at this, what the count is right now for the Electoral College, guys. Let's look at what it is. Boom, boom, boom. All right, 89 Biden, 54 for Trump. Remember, y'all, they need 270 to win. 270. We got 89, 54. 89, 54. Still got a lot of race to go. All right. So don't get geeked or don't get upset. No, you know, depending on who you're voting for or who you want to win. It's still a lot of election to be run. All right. 270 to win. Don't forget it. 270. 270. 270. It looks like North Dakota and South Dakota have also been called for Trump. 3 electoral votes for North Dakota, 3 for South Dakota. So, yeah, well, slowly but surely, guys, you see this the amount of results that are pouring in are just kind of slowly moving west. So again, as the night goes on, we're going to start getting a lot more results. So we'll see as these polls start closing. Anybody on the West Coast in the chat? I'm curious. Anybody on the West Coast? And if you voted or not, anybody? Maybe not. I don't know. All right. Lisa Harmon says, biting my nails. I hear you. I ain't going to do that on camera, but I'm just mentally biting my nails. It's just, guys, it's just going to be real close. I don't know. It's just, I'm sweating. All right. Yeah. Eve says, North Carolina is still in a tight race for the Senate. Yeah, that is very true. North Carolina Senate race. That's another nail biter to be kind of looking at, guys. But as more results come in for the Senate race, I'll kind of pan back to that too. Boom, boom, boom. Let's take a look at Texas. You know what's interesting about Texas, guys? somebody correct me if I'm wrong, if I don't have my facts straight. But I don't know what this whole Democratic thing going on this past few months that they're going to flip Texas and Texas is about to be blue and Biden's going to win Texas. Guys, where is this coming from? I I just don't see it. I don't see it. I could be wrong, like I said, but I just don't see Texas turning blue. I don't know. I just feel like that's just a Republican stronghold and has been for a long time. Now, I'm not saying that it can't one day turn blue. It could. But I don't know, guys. What do you think? Will Texas turn blue? I don't know. I like I said, I don't know why people think it's like some sort of new big swing state or whatever. I don't know. Like I said, I must have missed the memo. I must have missed the email on that one because I just always was under the impression Texas is just very much red, very much Republican. I mean, yes, you have, the more liberal centers like Dallas, San Antonio, Austin, Texas, Houston, of course, right? Those are some pretty liberal centers. But I mean, like I said, I don't know. I never really thought of Texas as ever going blue, guys. I don't know. Like I said, maybe I missed the memo. I don't know. Anybody else? Have you heard about Texas turning blue? Am I getting my sources incorrect? What have y'all heard? Because like I said, I don't think they're going to turn blue. So we have 72% of expected votes counted right now in Texas. Like I said, you still got quite a few votes to be counted. So I wouldn't be too pressed at what's going on here. Obviously, last year or 4 years ago, Trump, I'm pretty sure he won in a landslide in Texas. Let's confirm. What did Trump do in Texas last year or 4 years ago? Yeah, landslide, 52-43. I don't know. It looks like there's some people with some hope about Texas. Neck and neck, Floyd said. It looks like there's some people with some hope. I don't know, guys, because look, if you see, let me get this out of the way. If you look at all these other counties here, guys, I don't know how many of these could possibly be blue counties, but I'm just like, and most of them have not even reported yet. I don't know. I really just think Texas is going to stay red. Let's see. Let's look at a county by county map of Texas to see what happened and how many kind of red counties there are. All right. Yeah. I'll zoom in a little bit so y'all can see a little better. Texas. Excuse me. Yeah. Look at all that red there. Yeah, isn't Houston over here, y'all? Am I wrong? Isn't Houston kind of over in this area? I was definitely wrong. Houston is over here. Okay. But we've got a lot of blue counties over here. Let's see. Let's go back to the 2016 map. This is the 2016 map, guys. The actual results from 2016. Yeah, it looks very, very red up here in this area. A lot of counties that are going for the Republicans. This one looks like it slightly went. It's kind of close. So maybe we can get a few of these counties flipped. We'll see, guys. We'll see. But I don't know. It's like Yves Petit-Pisic, keep hope alive. I don't know. Like I said, it could go for a Democrat maybe in the future, but I just don't see it as a swing state. I don't see Texas as a swing. Not yet. I don't think so. Not yet. Maybe one day. I don't see it anytime soon. Boom, boom. Ida says, I've heard that too. Must be those blue larger cities. I don't know. My parents live there and it's pretty Republican. Yeah, that was my impression too, Ida. Like, I don't know who is spreading this rumor that Texas is just, they out there having, I don't know. I don't know who's talking about it's a swing state and it's going to be turning Democratic. I don't know. Like I said, I'm not even saying that it can't be possible one day because I think that there's a lot of grass movements going down in Texas to kind of do some of that flipping. I don't know, y'all. I don't think that's going to happen anytime soon. All right. Fanique says, I agree. I don't think it's a swing state yet, but it's on the way for sure. Yeah, I think I definitely see it could be on the way. It definitely could be on the way. All right. So we'll keep checking back at Texas. I think, Texas is about like 79% reported. So we'll see what's happening. And just as a note for this map right here, again, this is just presidential map and the lighter colors, That just basically means who's in lead as of the counts of right now. The second, again, if you look at Kansas, they've only had about 50% of their votes counted, even though Joe Biden is winning. So anything can happen with the lighter colored ones, but the ones that are a solid blue or a solid red means that they have been called already. So we've got Colorado already has been called for Joe Biden. We've got North Dakota, South Dakota, all for Donald Trump. We have, let's look at Wisconsin, since we on the MSC UW-Madison's live feed right now. Let's see, 8% of expected votes have been counted. 10 electoral college votes will go to the winner of this state. We've got Trump 49, Biden 48. Who knows? Looks like the polls have already closed in Wisconsin at 8 p.m. Central Time. I don't know, y'all Wisconsin people, what's up? Let me know. What do you guys think? What do y'all think is going to happen to your state? You think it's going to go red again? Do you think it's going to go blue? What do you think? Let's look. Let's see who has been reporting. Like I said, it's only 8%, so it's not much. Madison, let's see what's going on in Madison. 16% of expected votes counted. Not a lot yet. It's a pretty liberal city, so I wouldn't be surprised if Joe Biden takes it. Nothing too unexpected there. Milwaukee County, Joe Biden's in the lead. Boom, boom, boom. Let's see. Racine County still hasn't reported. Kenosha looks like it's leaning. Wasn't Trump in Kenosha today? Somebody correct me. Was Trump in Kenosha today? I think he was in Kenosha today. Somebody correct me. Somebody correct me if I'm wrong, but I think he was in Kenosha today. All right. Oshkosh looks like it might go for Trump. We've got Chippewa County. 2% vote. Okay, so still got a lot of stuff going on here in Wisconsin that we still are unknowns, but we will check back to Wisconsin because I know I got a lot of people on the live from Wisconsin, living in Wisconsin, going to school in Wisconsin. So we'll check back. But like I said, it's not much to report really. All right, yeah. Floyd said Trump yesterday was in Kenosha. Okay, that's what I thought. I thought he was. Okay, interesting. Yeah, battleground states. You gotta make your presence known in those battleground states. I think Biden was in Pennsylvania recently. So yeah, guys, these battlegrounds. Let's check back in North Carolina for a second, guys. 80% of expected votes have been counted. We've got 50% of the votes for Biden, 48.5% for Trump. All right, so getting closer, not quite yet. Can be called. We have a few counties. Let's see. A few counties that haven't even reported yet, guys. Still no votes here in this county right here. What is this? Johnston County. We've got what is this county here? Franklin County still hasn't been counted yet. So we still got like I said, a little bit of election to go here. Not sure what's going to be happening. We don't know. But let's see. I believe, did Trump win North Carolina last time? Pretty sure he did. Let's see. Yes, he did win. Trump 4 years ago won North Carolina. Kind of, I wouldn't say landslide, but by enough votes to win. 49.8% of the vote went to Donald Trump in 2016, and Hillary Clinton, 46.2% of the vote went to Hillary. All righty, guys. How y'all feeling? Everybody still nervous? Anybody still nervous? So how many of y'all understand how the Electoral College works? Now, look, there's no shame if you don't. Please be honest, because let me just give you a bit of real tea here. U.S. politics is hard to understand on purpose. On purpose. There's a reason why a lot of people don't even know the three branches of government. And if you don't know the three branches of government right now, I'm not even blaming you, right? I'm blaming it on the system, because I'm telling you guys, it's intentionally confusing, right? So please let me know in the comments. Do you understand? Because I will break it down if you want me to. I will break down the Electoral College and what all these, 270 electoral votes to win, what all that stuff is. Comment, guys. I want to hear your voices. Let me know. You want to know how the Electoral College works, and where did its origins were, and where we are today, and can we get rid of it? Let's talk about it. Yes. Okay. Eve says she knows. All right, Eve. You woke Eve. All right, Eve. Just kidding. All right. Barbara says yes. Okay. Okay. All right. Good for y'all, because like I said, it's electoral college, man. That took me, and I was a poli-sci major. That's still just wrapping your brain around some of this stuff. I'm like, well, why does this have to be so difficult? Anybody else? Anybody know? I'll break it down anyway, but I just kind of want to get a feel for, how people feel about the electoral college. Comment. Let me know, guys. Chat. Yeah. 270 electoral college votes needed to win. Okay. Well, I can break it down about how the electoral college works. Now, first I'll break down, Jessica said, we need a refresher. I hear you, girl. So the origins of the electoral college and how it was intended to be used is not, I repeat, is not how we use it today at all. We don't use it in the same way, in the same vein that it was intended. So back in this 18th century, when, the framers of the Constitution were getting together and said, oh, we got to figure out, how do we elect the president? How do we do that? How do we elect the president? And there was a lot of dissension and discord and disagreement and how they wanted to do that. Some people said, well, why can't we just directly elect the president? Just have the people say, oh, I want this person. Oh, I want this person. But you have to understand, and the reality situation is most of the framers of the Constitution were white men, or all of them were white men. They were property owners. A lot of them were merchants, very wealthy, and had interests to protect, right? So they said, well, we don't really trust the people fully to make educated decisions on how to choose the president of the United States, because a president is, how they consider one of the most important elected official in the United States, federal, right? So they said, since we don't trust the people, because what could happen is if a majority, let's say like a radical majority kind of came up and said, oh, we want this guy to win and this guy is maybe not qualified or something like that. That's what they were afraid of, is a rising majority to kind of come out of nowhere and put somebody in power that didn't deserve to be, or just doesn't know what they're doing, whatever. So they said, okay, instead of directly having the people elect the president, what we'll do is we'll give them the appearance of electing the president, even though it's going to be somebody else doing the actual electing. So they made the Electoral College. The Electoral College is made up of people, or back then it was made up of white males, educated, property owners, very wealthy, and they were handpicked and selected. And the number of people within the Electoral College per state is based upon how many people that you have representing you federally. So if your state has 18 House of Representative seats and 2 Senate seats, they add that together, and you have 20 Electoral College seats for one state, right? So they said, we got to pick some smart people, educated people, people who know about politics and government, right? Who know about this stuff. And we'll have the people elect the electors, and then the electors will elect the president. So the people will put their faith in the electors that they'll make the right educated decision on who should be president. So that's the antiquated way of thinking about how the Electoral College started, right? Now, today, we don't really use that system in how we used it before, right? It just really never came into fruition from the standpoint of, like, if you think about it, when you're voting, technically, again, you're voting for a person who is a part of the Electoral College, but you don't know who that person is, right? Do you know the person that's part of the people that are part of the Electoral College representing you right now? Do you know their face? Do you know their name? You probably don't. A lot of them are just party loyalists, people who are just kind of chosen by a party and saying, okay, you're going to be this, you're going to be a part of this delegation in this state, boom, 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 boom. They're not elected from that perspective. They're handpicked, right? And how it's changed is, instead of them making their own unilateral decisions on behalf of the people, right now there are regulations set up where you have to vote based upon what the popular vote is within your actual state, or just the consensus in your state is basically, right? So if you think about it, how that would work is, okay, so you have Wisconsin. Let's say, I don't know exactly how, well, let's look it up. How many electors are in Wisconsin? We have 10 electoral college votes, right? So there's 10 people that are representing Wisconsin in the electoral college, right? So let's say Wisconsin turns red this year or today, right? So if it turns red, that means every single one of those electors, no matter if they're Trump supporters or Biden supporters, they have to vote for Trump because that is what the popular vote in their state is, right? So it's like we're technically kind of voting for the president, but technically not. And there have been situations where what we'll call a faithless elector. And one of these 10 electors or whatever state, one of the electors will say, well, I can't in good faith, vote for or put my electoral vote for a specific candidate. So I'm going to disobey what the prevailing popular vote is in my state and vote for somebody else. Now, to be fair, that's never decided in elections. So somebody's saying, oh, well, even though Trump won my state, I'm going to put something up for Biden. That's never swung an election, but it's happened before and people have been penalized. Like, I think in some states you might get jail time. I don't know. Don't quote me on that. But I know at least you get a fine in some places. So does that make sense? Comment if that makes sense, or if you have more questions. That's basically how the electoral college works, guys. It's very, very confusing. Like I said, it's like, well, why can't we just vote the popular vote? I get your sentiments, but you have to understand when it comes to changing things like this. Like I saw Floyd made a comment. I think the election should be based on the popular vote, and you're not alone on that. A lot of people agree. However, getting something like that implemented is going to be very hard because there are a lot of people in this country who just don't like change. But it's not just not liking change. I think it's like you really want to keep everything, just kind of similar in what the framers wanted for America. I just got a note from the producer, everyone. Ohio was closed. Close. Ohio was close. I need to learn how to read. All right, let's look at Ohio. Let's look at Ohio. Boom, boom, boom. 20 electoral college votes or 18 electoral college votes will be going to the winner in Ohio. The polls have already closed. 64% of expected votes have been counted. Whoo, this is close. 49.5% for Biden. We've got 49.2% for Trump. Again, this is very close. We still got a few more votes to be counted. Let's look a little bit closer at this electoral map, guys. Let's exit out of here. Oh, very close. So it looks like every single district has reported votes, but it looks like we're still waiting on the number of votes. So let's kind of go county by county here for these blue counties. All right, we're still waiting some for Cincinnati area. We're still waiting on some votes here in Dayton. All right, so still got some votes to tally here. But it is very close in Ohio. Remember, Ohio, guys, is one of the main swing states that if it goes one way versus the other, man. Okay, let's look at 2016. Let's look at Ohio. Boom, Ohio won Donald Trump. Ooh, killed him. 51.3%, and Hillary Clinton only got 43.2%. Y'all, I don't know, but to me, even though that's a landslide right there in Ohio, 2016. I don't think it's going to be much of a landslide this year. What y'all think? Ohio going to be a landslide this year, y'all? I don't know. Still got a lot of race to run, but Ohio is very close. Very close. Polls have already been closed. Let's see. Yeah. You see a lot of these larger cities, more liberal. Akron, Ohio is right here in Summit County. 57% of expected votes have been counted. Joe Biden looks like he's leading and probably will win this more liberal county. Woo, heating up, y'all. It's heating up. Yeah. So we're going to check back. On Ohio, y'all. Ohio is close. Y'all. All right. Keep that in mind. Ohio is very close right now. So again, still have quite a few votes to be counted, but it is very close. All right. Okay, back to the Electoral College. Anybody else have any questions about the Electoral College? All right. Again, these things are very hard to understand. I get it, so if you have questions, please let me know. Again, the president needs, or the candidate needs 270 electoral votes to win. All right. 270 electoral votes to win. Whew. Oh, so close. Oh my goodness. This is a nail biter. Okay, since we've been back, it looks like some of these southern states have already been called for Donald Trump. We've got South Carolina, 9 electoral votes, Donald Trump. Alabama has been called, 9 electoral votes, Donald Trump. And these things are such a slam dunk for Republicans. You only have 17% of the expected votes even counted, guys. So, to be expected, but hey, that's all right. Let's see. Arkansas has already been called for Donald Trump. We've got Oklahoma already called for Donald Trump. Tennessee. We've got West Virginia that's been added to the rolls for Donald Trump. Again, these things I think we already knew was going to happen. What's going on with Florida? Florida is just taking its sweet time, y'all. 93% of expected votes have already been counted in Florida. 29 electoral college votes at stake. That's a lot. 29 electoral college votes. Excuse me. That's a lot. Right now, Trump is leading 51.2% of the votes versus Biden's 47.8% of the votes. Polls have already closed in Florida. Polls have already. Eve, are you so petty? Eve says, is Kanye ahead anywhere? Girl, you so petty. Leave Kanye alone. Stop. Oh my gosh. Was Kanye, did he make his own party, or did Kanye say he was a part of the Republican Party? Somebody please let me know. I'm just curious. What party is Kanye West a part of? I wouldn't be surprised if he made his own party. More power to him. Shoot. Anybody know? What party is Kanye West a part of? Anyway, all right, y'all. This is looking like Florida. Florida could go for Trump. We'll see. Florida is a key state, y'all, because we have 29 electoral college votes that are going to go to the winner. 2016, Florida went right to Trump. We already know, though, Florida has had a lot of issues when it comes to voting and counting ballots and all that type of stuff. If you think about the election in 2000 and just the chaos that was. So we'll keep checking back at Florida and seeing who that's going to go for, guys. But we're just going to keep trucking along, seeing what's going on with some of these other states. Okay, Oklahoma, I think I already said that, has been called for Donald Trump, 7 electoral college votes here. Again, Colorado, already been called for Joe Biden, 9 electoral college votes go to him. Let's look at Michigan. Let's see how many. All right, they have 20% of the expected votes counted in Michigan. Let's see. 16 votes will go to the winner of Michigan. We've got Trump in a lead versus Biden. Again, don't pay attention too much to the percentages here, because again, only 20% of the votes have really been counted. So we'll see. Let's see. All right. As Jessica said, Kanye, it doesn't seem like he was representing a party at all. Okay. The birthday party, last I heard. Okay. Interesting. Oh, Barbara Hopkins says, I pray not another Bush stealing in Florida. I'm telling you, Florida, it's always something in Florida. I don't know. It's always something in Florida, guys. We'll see. Maybe Florida will go without a hitch this time around. We'll see, guys. I don't know. But yeah, this is Michigan. Still kind of bare. Still expecting a lot more results coming out of here. Stuff just kind of trickling in as the polls are closing in these Midwestern states now. But the Midwest is a huge battleground region. A lot of battleground states that we're going to be seeing right now in the Midwest. So we got to keep our eye on the Midwest, guys. Keep your eye on the Midwest, right? Let's look at this 2016 electoral map again, guys. Let's just see what's going on here. Yep, just to refresh our memories if we don't remember. Wisconsin went for Trump. Michigan went for Trump. Michigan, wow, I did not realize how close Michigan was. Donald Trump won Michigan in 2016 by 47.3% of the vote. Hillary Clinton lost by only 0.3 percentage points. Wow, that was close. I didn't realize it was that close, y'all. Oh my gosh. So we're going to see if it was that close with Hillary in the race, it could be just as close this time around too, guys. We'll see. Ooh, that was close. I'm telling you guys, this stuff is just nail biting, y'all. Eve said Biden's team did not expect to win Florida. Yeah, it's just interesting to see what the outcome of that election was going to be, because you got a lot of major, liberal cities, a lot of high density areas, population areas for that constantly do go for Democrats. It was just interesting to kind of see the outcome. Trump definitely needed Florida. He definitely needed Florida in the bag, period. So, like I said, as these election results are going to come in, as stuff starts moving west, guys, we're still going to keep an eye on all of these races. Let's see what's going on. Nothing really reported in Iowa yet. Polls close at 9 p.m. Central Time in Iowa. Oh, wow. That's a long time. Okay. All right, Iowa. Giving your people a long time to vote. That's good. Okay, that's good. That's good. All right. Yeah. Let's see what New Mexico is doing. I'm pretty sure it's not going to be much information on New Mexico. Yeah, 34% expect votes counted. Joe Biden in the lead right now, but only 34% of votes counted. So still got a lot of race to run there. Let's look at Texas. Looks like Texas is becoming to report a little bit more. Let's see what's going on in Texas, y'all. All right. Remember, 38 electoral college votes are going to go to the winner of Texas. Polls have already closed in Texas. 76% of expected votes have been counted already. All right. We've got Republican, Democrat. Trump, the Republican, 50.3% of points of the votes have gone to Trump. For the Democrat, Joe Biden, 48.3% of points of the votes. All right, guys, we'll see. Still got a lot of race to be run, but we might get results pretty soon for Texas. It looks like they have quite a few precincts or counties that have not reported at all yet. And I'm pretty sure a lot of these are probably going to be going to Trump, honestly. Like all this over here, all this up here, I'm expecting to go to Donald Trump. We'll see. We'll see as kind of stuff starts trickling down to the race. All right. Boom, boom, boom. Let's back out of here, guys. How y'all feeling tonight? Are y'all still nervous? I'm sure you guys are. Oh man, this stuff. Whew. I mean, like, I've been just thinking about this day for such a long time and have been kind of low-key anxious for it. I'm just like, man, it is finally here. Election day 2020, finally here, y'all. All right. Let's see what's going on again in North Carolina. I'm curious. I feel like I check North Carolina all the time. But I feel like North Carolina is going to be reporting soon. 15 electoral college votes are going to be awarded to the winner in North Carolina. The polls have already closed in North Carolina. We have 84% of expected votes already counted in North Carolina. Joe Biden, 49.7 percentage points of the votes, while Trump is 49.1%. Dang, that's close. Whew. Starting to heat up, y'all. Who's feeling the heat? I'm feeling the heat. Wow, that's really close. Whew. Yeah, 84%, y'all. We'll see. A lot of these counties here still haven't reported yet. We still have, some low reporting, a lot of counties. This one's 94.5%, 93. Charlotte, 92% have already casted their ballots. 95. Yeah. Pins and needles, y'all. We're still waiting. North Carolina. Again, North Carolina is a swing state. It could go either way. We will see. I think Obama won it in 2012. Eve Petty's piece said, yes, feeling the heat. I hear you. I'm feeling the heat too. It's just race after race. It's just been so close. All right, let's look back. You know what? Let's do this. I want to take a look at just some ways that Trump could win versus some ways that Biden could win, right? So this map, I have the ability to just kind of click, 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 boom, just to kind of see who's going to go for what. So we should expect Minnesota. Let's see if North Carolina goes for Biden. So he gets those 15, he'd be at 305. If it goes to Trump, he'd get that 15. And this is where he would be in relation to Joe Biden. Yeah, I mean, I'm telling y'all, like I said, I don't really think Texas is a swing state, so we just gonna give it to Trump. Yeah, that would boost him a lot electorally, because yeah, that's 38 electoral college votes that you're gonna be putting into the bag. Florida, 29 electoral college votes going to, yep, that'll push him to 207. If Trump were to win Texas, Florida, and North Carolina, that will push him to 207. We'll see, guys. We'll see. We'll keep checking back at the predictor and kind of play around with some of the states and see who's going to win what, right? Let's check back at the live election results. Y'all having a good time? I hope you are. I'm having a good time. This is so exciting for me. Even though it's nerve-wracking, it's still very exciting. All right, let's see what's going on here. Man, they call Colorado very fast. Very fast. Ooh, landslide. Joe Biden. All right now. Let's see what's going on in Minnesota. Anything being reported in Minnesota yet? Yeah, 26% of expected votes. Minnesota's probably just going to go for Joe Biden. Pennsylvania. Now, this is another state that's been pretty hotly contested. You know, when Trump won Pennsylvania 4 years ago, just because I had went live 4 years ago too, just kind of similar to what I'm doing now. And I just kind of said in my mind, I was like, man, I think he's going to win. I said it to myself. I didn't want to say it out loud because I was, I don't like to make predictions per se on who's going to win and who's going to lose. But for a state this much above the Mason-Dixon line, and that, it can swing red. And I think occasionally in elections previous, it's swung to Republicans. But Trump won Pennsylvania pretty decisively. And you kind of pick up on some of those cues from the earlier states. It's like, hey, so we'll have to see about what's going on with Pennsylvania. But they, like I said, that's 20 electoral college votes too. So that's a lot. That's a lot to go to either candidate. So 20% of the expected votes have already been counted. We will see what's going on in Pennsylvania. Right now, Trump's ahead, but again, it makes no difference because there's still a lot of votes that have to be counted in Pennsylvania. That, I'm telling y'all, Pennsylvania, that's a state to watch because, again, I believe Joe Biden, his hometown is Scranton, Pennsylvania. That's where he's from. So we'll see if he wins. If Joe Biden wins Pennsylvania and screeches out a win, or if Trump is going to take back Pennsylvania again, I don't know. Joe Biden has been campaigning really hard in Pennsylvania because he knows he knows who it went for last time. So it's like, we'll see, guys. We'll see. Alrighty, y'all. We're going to transition to a question, to a poll, to you all, the audience members. All right. So I want to ask you all, if you think the two-party system is doing more harm than good in this country, let me know. All right, let me know. Click 1 or comment 1 for yes, comment 2 for no, and comment 3 for if you don't really know. What y'all think? Just type it below in the comment section of whatever platform you're using. Facebook, YouTube, I know we live. Facebook, YouTube, we're live. So let me know. Do you think the two-party system is doing more harm than good in this country? Let me know. Let me know. Type 1 for yes, type 2 for no, type 3 if you're really unsure. Type 3 if you're unsure. All right, we have some ones here. Ones, okay, yes. Some people are saying unsure. All right, keep commenting, guys. I want to know your opinion. And the reason why I really wanted to pose this question, guys, let me stop sharing my screen here. So the reason why I wanted to pose this question was, I don't know if you all feel the same as me, but I just feel like this country seems like we're just getting so divided to the point where Republicans can't stand Democrats, Democrats can't stand Republicans. You see a lot of these social media bickerings, people going back and forth, people getting blocked, and it's just a lot of vitriol for people on either side of the aisle. And it just makes me think like, well, can we not see some salient issues that deal with both of us, right? Is there not an issue that a Democrat and a Republican can both come together and say, you know what, I don't like this, or I can agree with you on this, or I can agree to disagree on this, right? So what are you, I want to know what your thoughts are. Okay, I see a lot of ones. Wow, I see a lot of ones, people saying that it's doing a lot more harm than good. A lot of ones in the comments. Wow. I'm for me personally, I'm going to have to say one for myself too. And the funny part is George Washington warned us about the two-party system, guys. He warned us. He said, don't do the two-party system from the standpoint of it's a whole can of worms that you're going to be opening if that's the system that you end up going with. And what did we end up going with? The two-party system, right? Is it too divisive, guys? Is it too restrictive? If you're somebody who's a Republican, do you feel like it's too restrictive for you? And you feel like, you kind of lean left some ways, lean right some other ways. And if you're a Democrat, vice versa, same thing. Do you think it's too restrictive? Or do you think that there's room for a two-party system in what we're doing now? What is your opinion? Okay, I see a lot more ones coming. A lot more people said that the two-party system is doing more harm than good. Okay. Wow, a lot of ones. I should have expected that too. Yeah, guys, comment. Let me know what you think. Is it doing a lot more harm than good to our country right now? Is it separating us? Is it simplifying our politics a lot more? Is politics a lot more, or at least political ideologies, is it more diverse than what these parties kind of make it out to be? Okay, Eve says 1. She says yes, the two-party system is doing more harm than good. Interesting. We're about to have some good. Okay, Ida also said it's doing more harm than good. Interesting, guys. A lot of ones. We have 1, 3, but a lot more ones, guys. Anybody else? Yeah, a lot more ones. Wow, guys. Yeah, I'm going to have to agree with you all. I really think that it's just crazy. And, I'm not even going to say that, oh, America's more divided now than we've ever been. Maybe. I don't know the numbers. I'm not a pollster. But honestly, I think a lot of this, just the division is just a symptom of the two-party system. When you have two people on opposite sides of a political ideology, I personally think it's easy to find ways where we can shake hands, be like, you know what? Agree to disagree. Or, you may be saying something different than me, but I can reach across the aisle and understand your perspective, or have empathy, sympathy, things like that. Floyd says, especially with biased news networks. Ooh, that's a good one. How the media kind of pushes that separation between the two-party system. That's a good one. I like that, Floyd. That's a good point too. The media definitely has a lot to do with that. So now, guys, I have some special guests for you today. First, we have Professor Kenneth Mayer. He's a professor of political science at UW-Madison, and he's teaching interests and research interests also include American government, campaign finance, and election administration. Side note, he was also one of my professors 4 years ago in the American presidency course that I took, which was awesome to take during election year, by the way. And also we have Alder Shiva Bidar, and she represents District 5 in Madison, Wisconsin. I want to thank you both for being here today. I hope you're doing well. I don't know if you guys are nervous just like me, but thank you all so much for joining us here at the MSC.
It's good to be with you. So thank you for having me.
Definitely.
Great to be with you. Thank you for inviting us.
Yes. So I just wanted to, start off quickly just to kind of pick your brains. And the question I just posed to the chat right now and is do you all think that the two-party system is doing more harm than good when it comes to just just the sentiment in America right now?
Well, I can sort of tee this up that the two-party system isn't going anywhere. We have been a two-party system since the origins of the party system in the 1790s. And this is sort of an ongoing critique of American government, that the two parties, that duopoly is not representative, that it shuts out diverse voices and doesn't do the things that a system of proportional representation would do. And so I've been watching the poll you've been conducting for the last 10 minutes or so, and there's a lot of people who are frustrated about it, who think it doesn't reflect them. Unfortunately, that it's not going anywhere, and so there's got to be a way to sort of channel that frustration into some channels that work within that construction.
Interesting. Thank you, Professor Mayer. And it's interesting that you say, how you can kind of divert a lot of that energy and just kind of feeling stuck or feeling like there isn't a place for you to fit in these diverse or divisive politics of you're either red or blue. So I wanted to get your perspective, Alder Badar, and how you think as an elected official, people can start to reach across the aisle. Maybe you have specific instances within, your own work as an elected official, and how you're able to bridge that gap and make people feel like, I don't have to choose red versus blue, but I can just feel and vote for my conscience or vote, for policies. How do we bridge that gap when there's so many people just tired of the two-party system right now?
I have to agree that it is here to stay. It's the way that the political system has been set up in the United States. I have to say that actually one of the main reasons that I love being in local political office is that we're actually a nonpartisan group. People will, of course, assume that most of the Madison City Council is blue.
Right.
But the reality is we are nonpartisan. We don't have kind of blocks or caucuses that are based on like party affiliation, which allows us exactly to do what you said. Depending on the topic and on the issue that we are going to be voting on, we can reach to our colleagues in different ways. So there are times in which I may be part of a group that voted for one topic, and that group can look completely different on another topic, right? So it's not like we walk in and there's always like 11 of us who always agree on the same thing, always going to vote, or that we were really like following literally kind of the party way that we need to vote. So it creates an ability for us, I think, to really be able to have a lot of conversation. People criticize us for having long conversations, but part of the reason that we have like long meetings and long conversation is because it's not you don't know where
exactly. It's a big unknown.
People's opinions and testimony at our meetings can move us one way or another. So I think that that's actually the part of being in local government as a city council member that I like the most. I have found myself agreeing with people that I thought there's no way. I know I'm much farther left than that person.
Right.
And on another issue, maybe the opposite. I've found myself being maybe on what we could consider to be a more moderate, place. So,
and that's interesting. I didn't realize that you all operated in a nonpartisan standpoint. That's really cool. Very, very cool. Now, the last question I wanted to pose to both of you is just kind of, how are you feeling about tonight? Any predictions that you want to make, starting with Professor Mayer? I know you're an expert in a lot of stuff that's going on tonight, electoral politics. Any predictions you want to put out there?
Well, it's pretty clear that the predictions, that the forecasts that were laid out, that clearly the results tonight, or the results here, are going to be on the more competitive side. It's closer than a lot of those models suggested. It's hard to get a sense of how how things are moving, because in a lot of counties, if you look at sort of suburban counties in Texas and Ohio and North Carolina, Biden is outperforming Clinton significantly, and so Texas, which Trump won by 9 points in 2016, looks like it's actually going to be within a point or two, and there may be a chance for Biden to win it. There are other states like Ohio that were, not considered to be the real swing states, like Georgia and Pennsylvania and Florida, that look like Biden has a good chance to win. So, I mean, I think the forecasts still suggest that Biden is going to win, but it's far. I think it's going to be very close, and certainly not going to be. It's not going to be an electoral college blow. It's going to be close. Very
close. I agree. How about you, Alder Bedard? Any predictions?
I agree. This is much closer than I was. Maybe I don't know that I was expecting, more than I was hoping for. A lot of it seems to be a repeat of 2016 as you look at the map and what's turning red and blue. I haven't seen, of course, as we were just talking, there is, those states that are still in play, but it is a lot closer than what I had expected it to be, I guess.
Definitely. I think after 2016, when everybody was kind of fully in the bag for Hillary Clinton, and then just Trump took it right from under her, I think a lot of people are a little wary of making predictions and just kind of putting those convictions on it, because electoral politics, you just really never know. Especially 2020 has just been a heck of a year. And I think just a lot of toss-ups are going up in the air to tonight and throughout this week. So I want to thank you both for joining us today at the Multicultural Student Center's live stream for the election night 2020. Thank you all. Be safe, and well, happy election day.
Thank you for having us.
No problem. Thank you for coming. All righty. Okay, guys. Wasn't that cool? That was very cool. Former professor. All righty. Let's get back to the maps. All right, I'm gonna share my screen, guys. Yeah, see a lot more ones now that I'm looking at the comment section that the two-party system is doing more harm than good, guys. Yeah, I agree, y'all. It's doing a lot more harm than good. All right. My screen is up and live. It looks like, yes. That was really cool. Yes, I appreciate it, Jessica. Yeah, we want to get the experts here. We may not be MSNBC, Fox News, or CNN, but gosh darn it, we pretty close. All righty, guys. Okay, looks like we got some more reporting going on here. Let's take a look at North Carolina, y'all. Let's see what North Carolina is doing. 88% of expected votes have been counted in North Carolina. It looks like 15 electoral votes are going to be going to the winner of North Carolina. We have Trump at 49.6 percentage points of the vote. The Democrat Joe Biden, 49.2 percentage points of the vote right now. Woo, y'all, this is so close. Polling places have already closed in North Carolina, East Coast. Wow. All right, we have a few, I think only 2 counties right now in North Carolina that have not reported any results yet, but it's looking like, I don't know what it's looking like, guys. What is North Carolina looking like to y'all? I really don't know. Like I said, North Carolina 4 years ago went for Trump. It could go for Trump, but it could go for Biden. I know North Carolina is one of those swing states where it's just like, again, I guess, which is the characteristic with swing state, you just don't know. So we'll see. Let's see. Columbus County, Bladen County, Greenville, Pitt County, 85% of expected votes counted right here. Does this include Raleigh? No, this is above Raleigh. Franklin County, 85% of the votes counted. Wow. Woo. Y'all, we're going to be checking back in North Carolina soon. All right. North Carolina, very close. Very close. Too close, or yeah, too close to call, and we still got quite a few votes to count. But it's looking like it could go for Biden. It could go for Trump. I don't know. All right, let's look at Florida. Let's look at Florida, everyone. 29 electoral college votes. Remember, they need 270 to win. 270 to win. It looks like, boom, 51.2% of the votes right now is going for Trump. Democrat, 47.8%. I don't think, let me talk to my producer. Has anyone called Florida yet? No, nobody's called Florida yet. All right, so we're going to still be checking back to Florida, but I really feel like Florida is in the bag for Donald Trump right now. We're going to keep checking back and see just in case, guys. But hey, like I said, anything goes in 2020, y'all. We'll see. All right, 79% of expected votes have been counted for Texas. 38 electoral votes will go to the winner of Texas. Republican Donald Trump, 50.8 percentage points of the votes. And we have Democrat Joe Biden, 47.8 percentage points of the votes. Wow. Whew. All righty, Texas. We still have quite a few counties in Texas that have not been have not had anything reported yet. I feel like a lot of these states right here along the not the coast. Yeah, that's not a coast. On the border here are going to be more Democratic, and up here it's probably just Trump country up here, honestly, that we're looking like up here. So we'll see. We'll see about Texas. I definitely think it's going to go for Trump. Just like I said, numbers, just based on the numbers. No, like I said, facts over feelings, y'all. But we'll see. I don't know. Like I said, a lot of people talking about Texas becoming a swing state. It could, like I said, y'all, could happen one day. I don't know. Could happen. All right, let's exit out of here. New Mexico looks like it's going for Biden. Yep. Looks like New Mexico has been called for Joe Biden to be expected. I believe 5 electoral college votes are going to go to Joe Biden. All right, 55%, 43%. They still have quite a few expected votes to be counted, but just kind of looking at the numbers, it looks like, boom, Biden's going to win there. All righty. Joe Biden has won New Mexico. Like I said, to be expected there. Let me see what happened in 2016 with New Mexico. Let's look. Yep. Went blue for Hillary Clinton. Let's see how much she won by. Oops. Is this here? Come on. All right, this thing is acting a little, okay, I think I saw 48.3%. Yeah, 48.3% of the vote went for Hillary Clinton in New Mexico. And I think it said 40 something went for Donald Trump. So Hillary Clinton won 4 years ago, to be expected in New Mexico. All right. But it looks like we're starting to get some reporting more on the West Coast, guys. More reporting on the West Coast. All right. Okay. Let's see what else we're going to look at. Let's check back at Pennsylvania, see what's going on here. Looks like only 26% of the expected vote has been counted. So still kind of early to be looking at Pennsylvania. But just to kind of give you all a rundown of what's going on, we still have, quite a few counties still to be counted. A lot of red in some of this rural area in Pennsylvania, a lot of the metropolitan centers, more liberal centers, as we expect to see. We'll see what happens, guys. Like I said, I'm pretty sure Joe Biden was either born here or grew up in Pennsylvania, in Scranton. Oh, they're Republican. That's interesting. I think he grew up in Scranton. I think I've heard him say that before. So we'll see. We'll see if Pennsylvania will go to Joe Biden or not, y'all. We'll see. All right. How y'all feeling tonight? Is everyone still nervous? Is anybody relieved? Is anyone, I don't know, just wanting to get this night over with? If you want to get this night over with, I understand. It's just a lot of anticipation going on. And like I said, this race is, I don't think it's going to be called by the end of the stream at all. All right. So who knows when we'll get results, just like final results of saying who won. But let's look at the delegate count, the electoral college vote count right now. So Joe Biden is at 94. We have Trump at 72. Remember, the candidate, in order to win, needs at least 270 electoral votes to win. 270, okay? Again, right now, Joe Biden has 94 based upon what's going on in the electoral map right now. And Trump has 72. Alrighty, y'all. We'll see. We'll see. So we got New Mexico being called. Let's check out Arizona. All right, Arizona. 73% of expected votes have been counted in Arizona. There will be 11 electoral votes that goes to the winner of Arizona. We got Biden at 53.9 percentage points of the votes. We've got Trump 44.7 percentage of the votes. Wow. All righty, guys. We'll see what happens in Arizona. Again, Arizona is a state, I believe, went for Trump last election. We will see what happens this election. I don't know. Like I said, a lot of these are just toss-ups to me, guys. So we shall see. We shall see. All righty. Let's look at some of these states. Let's look at Ohio again. Let's see what's going on in Ohio. Let's get a closer look at Ohio here. No, not Pennsylvania. Meant to click on Ohio. Thank you. Okay, 74% of expected votes have been counted in Ohio. We've got Trump, 51.8 percentage points of the votes in Ohio. Biden has 46.8 percentage points of the vote in Ohio. Let's look at some of the county counts here. All right, so wow. Looks like every county looks like has been counted already. So we just waiting for most of these precincts and counties to just count up and tally up all their votes. And we'll see who wins, guys. Ohio was another one of those swing states. One of those swing states that either Trump or I was about to say Obama. No, he's done with this process. President Obama's chilling in his mansion somewhere. Joe Biden and Donald Trump. We'll see who gets Ohio. Nail biter. All right, let's see what's going on in Virginia. I don't think we've checked out Virginia yet, or in a while at least. All right, Virginia. Yeah, we haven't checked out Virginia in a while. 54% of the expected votes have been counted in Virginia, everyone. 13 electoral votes are going to go to the winner in Virginia. We've got Donald Trump at 52.8 percentage points of the vote, and Biden has 45% of the vote. But again, when it comes to whenever you see 54% of expected votes counted, we still got a lot of race to go, a lot of votes still to count. So I wouldn't take heed of any of these numbers quite yet. But hey, it is close nevertheless. I believe, let's see what happened in 2016 in Virginia. Who won Virginia? All right. Virginia went to Hillary Clinton pretty decisively. 49.8% went to Hillary. Donald Trump got 44.4 percentage points of the vote. All right. So I probably would expect Virginia to go for Joe Biden to become Democratic again. But hey, like I said, anything goes. We'll just have to see, guys. We'll just have to see. All right, let's see. Let's see, guys. Okay, Oklahoma's been called. Florida just still taking forever to be called. I'm surprised they haven't called it yet, y'all. I don't know. Like I said, it looks like it's going to be going for Trump. We'll see. All right. Looks like Eve said it. Petty P said. Let's see what Eve says. I'm trying to show your comment, Eve. It was a good one. All right. Tommy Tuberville beat Doug Jones in Alabama for the Senate seat. Ooh, let's look at the Senate map. You're right. Let me go look at the Senate map. Gaining in Colorado is a wash. Okay. Let's look at the Senate map and what's going on with the Senate in Alabama. Senate. Let's look at the Senate. What's going on in the Senate? Let's get the live results. Again, the Senate, what we need to be watching here, guys, is whether or not the Senate is going to flip for the Democrats. It's looking like it's a strong possibility and they have a chance to flip it. And I think it's been quite a few years since the Democrats have had gained control of the Senate. Let's see. Alabama. Yep. Excuse me. Looks like it's been called for Tommy Tuberville. All righty. So that has already been decided. Looks like Texas already been decided for the Senate seat. Colorado has already been decided. Goes to John Hickenlooper, who, by the way, I believe he ran for president. Didn't Hickenlooper? Yes, he ran for president on the Democratic side this past primary. Dropped out extremely early, of course. But Let's see, Virginia has already been called. Senate race has been called. Illinois, that was kind of a slam dunk. Dick Durbin was going to win anyway. All right, Edward Markey. All right, blue, going to keep his seat there. A lot of races still to be counted for the Senate, man. It's 41-41. Democrats, 41 seats they have in the Senate right now. 41 Republicans have in the Senate seat right now. We'll see, guys. 18 races still to be called. 18 races still to be called for the Senate. So we're going to have to see, y'all. The Senate, let me see your comments, y'all. Do you think the Senate is going to flip for the Democrats, or do you think it's going to stay the same for Republicans and it's going to be Republican control? Let me know what you think. Is the Senate going to flip to become democratically controlled, or is the Senate going to stay in control of the Republicans? Let me know what you think. Curious, very curious to see what y'all think. What y'all think? Let me know what you think, y'all. Is it going to go to the Democrats, or is it going to go to the Republicans? I don't even know if I think or what I think. I think it's a strong possibility it could go to the Democrats. It's a possibility. I'm not going to rule it out. It's a possibility that the Senate can win, or the Democrats can win the Senate. I know they're definitely going to win the House by a landslide. What do y'all think? Comment below. I want to hear what you all think. Remember, I don't want to talk at y'all. I want us to conversate. Let me know in the comment section. What do you all think? Is the Democrats, are they going to take the Senate, or is it going to be the Republicans taking the Senate? Let me know what you think. I don't know. I think, yeah. Like I said, this is not me saying who I want to take the Senate. This is just kind of the reality of it. I think the Democrats might take it. We'll see. Anything goes, right? Anything goes. Let me know what you all think in the comment section. Definitely want to hear your opinion. Let's go. Let's hear it. What do you all think? What the Democrats are going to do in the Senate? I don't know. What y'all think? Let me know. Got 7 people watching us live. Awesome. 17 people. Let us know what you all think. Who's going to take the Senate? Let's see. All right. We got some pictures here. All righty. All right, so it looks like, let's see some of these states. Yeah, Maine is definitely going to be a toss-up. We're not sure if the Republican's going to stay there, if the Democrat's going to overtake her. Let's see. Eve Pettypiece. Eve says, hope it flips. Ditch Mitch. All right, so we know what political side that you're on. Barbara Hopkins said Democrats. Okay, good flip for the Democrats. I agree. I think it's going to be the Democrats that take the Senate. And that'll be pretty substantial. All right, let's see another race. Iowa, pretty close, too close to call. We'll see. Iowa, we're not really sure what's going to happen there, what seat that's going to go to. Let's see. All right, yep. South Dakota has already been called for Republican. Lindsey Graham already won his seat again. Yeah, guys. What's going on in Kentucky? Mitch McConnell, Kentucky's already been reelected. All right. Oh, they called that already? Mitch McConnell won? Oh, I guess they did. All right. So, yeah, Mitch McConnell won his seat. He won over Amy McGrath, which was a Democrat. All righty. See, Arizona, Maine. Yeah, Arizona, Maine, Eve. Those are 2 that are just like, I don't know what's going to happen. The Senate, Arizona, Maine. I think, honestly, it looks like they're predicting it to go red. Arizona to go red, Maine. I think they're also predicting it's going to go to the Republicans. We'll see. I just think both Maine and Arizona, those are some two very contentious races. I really don't know what's going to happen there. Whew. I don't know. Yeah, both are Republican controlled right now. They could flip. I don't know. All right. We'll see. We'll check back with the Senate race. We'll check back. Let's get this off the screen. Maybe North Carolina. Oh, that's a possibility. Let's look back at the Senate election map for North Carolina. Let's see what's going on in North Carolina. Yep. Let's see who we have. Cal Cunningham and Tom Tillis. We'll see. Who knows? It's a close one. I'm sure it's going to be pretty close, though. All right. All righty, guys. Dun, dun, dun. These races, man, they're just so close. So close. All right, let's see what's going on in Wisconsin, y'all. Let me get close to Wisconsin. All right, Wisconsin. I know we got a lot of Wisconsinites in the building. Shout out to all the Wisconsinites in the chat. Wisconsin, let me get Michigan out of the way. Boo. Just kidding. All right, Wisconsin. Remember, 10 electoral college votes are going to go to Wisconsin. All right, to the winner of Wisconsin, right? So 35% of the expected votes have been counted. We still have a lot of race to be counted in Wisconsin. So right now, what the standing is, I feel like, again, it's like, who really knows, right? We have 50% of the votes going for Trump, 48.3 to the Democrat, Joe Biden. Again, too early to call, too early for me to make any predictions. Not that I would anyway, but 35% of the expected votes have already been counted. Let's kind of take a quick look at the county map for Wisconsin. Let's see. Yeah, a lot of counties still have not reported any votes yet. So it's probably going to be a while until we get some more votes counted in Wisconsin. Hopefully not too long, because didn't voting end? I think voting ends in Wisconsin at 7 p.m. Correct me if I'm wrong, Wisconsinites. Believe voting ended 7 p.m. Central Time. So Barbara says Wisconsin wants to get called to tomorrow due to issue. Interesting. It's interesting. Hey, could happen. It could get called tomorrow. You know, a lot of those swing states, I think, you know, you could see a lot of them get called later on, you know, and not, at least not tonight. That's a good point. Who knows, y'all? It could. Yeah, let's see. Let's see some of the major cities. Let's look at Madison, Wisconsin, since that's what we're streaming from today, technically, right? UW-Madison Multicultural Student Center, Dane County. Let's see, 64% of the expected votes have been counted in Dane County. Looks like 76% for Joe Biden. We have Donald Trump, 22.1%. Okay, all right, Madison. Yeah, it probably is going to go to Joe Biden. Yeah, Milwaukee County, not a surprise there. Racine County, not a surprise there. So we'll keep checking back at Wisconsin. We'll keep checking back. Okay, Wisconsin polls. Oh, they're open till 8 p.m. Okay, thank you, Claudia. Thanks for the info. All right. That's good, though, 8 p.m. That gives you all time to vote. Come back home and watch the stream. Okay. All right, Barbara says, oh, they just stated on the news about Wisconsin getting called tomorrow. Okay, thanks for letting us know. Hey, I wouldn't be surprised, yeah, about getting called tomorrow, because a lot of these counties still haven't even reported yet, and it's been what, an hour and 30 minutes after the polls have closed. So we'll give Wisconsin some time, y'all. But we'll see what they go to, who they go for. I don't know. What do you guys think? Wisconsin, Joe Biden or Trump? What's going to happen? I don't know. I really don't know. Honestly, I don't even know if I expected it to go to Trump at all. I don't know. Looks like Utah has been called. Eve Pettypiece is just on the money with some of these races. I appreciate it, Eve. She says Utah goes to Trump as expected. Let's take a look at Utah. Let's take a look. Yep. Looks like Utah has been called for Donald Trump. Key race alert. Utah has been called for Donald Trump. 6 electoral votes are going to be called for Donald Trump in Utah. Excuse me. Only 45% of the expected votes have been counted, but it is, again, to be expected that Donald Trump was going to win Utah. Let's look at the top right now. All right, so Joe Biden, when it comes to total electoral college votes and what's going on right now, we have 98 electoral college votes for Biden, 89 right now for Donald Trump. Very close right now. But again, we still have a lot of race to run, a lot of votes still to be counted. I believe some polling places are just starting to close now on the West Coast, y'all. So this is not over by any means. This is going to be going on for a long time. Again, 270 electoral college votes are needed to win. 270 electoral college votes are going to be needed to win. But yeah, I want to hear what you all think. Who's going to take Wisconsin? Is it going to Biden or Trump? I don't know. It could go for Biden. It could go for Trump. Like I said, 2016, it went for Trump. Definitely was Trump country in Wisconsin in 2016. I don't know. What do y'all think? 50-50? Okay. Barbara said maybe. Fanique says, I think Wisconsin will go to Trump, sadly. Interesting. You think it'll go for Trump? That's interesting. Like I said, I think Floyd said that he was in Wisconsin. He was in Kenosha like yesterday. So Trump has definitely been campaigning very hard in Wisconsin. Very hard in Wisconsin, right? And it's something to be said when a candidate is constantly going to a state, showing up in person, making sure, handing out those flyers, making sure people put their picket signs in their lawns. Like when candidates are showing up in person to a state multiple times, that's when you know they're trying to win that state. Okay. So Trump has been to Wisconsin multiple times. I think he was just in Michigan as well this week, I think. So definitely making the rounds, y'all. So yeah, this is where we stand right now. As of 9:36 p.m. Again, Joe Biden, he has 98 electoral college votes right now. We've got Trump at 89 electoral college votes right now. All right, let's see. Eve says, if Milwaukee County isn't strong, it could go for Trump. Let me take a look at that again. That's a good point, Eve. Let's look. Milwaukee County, yeah. Definitely to be expected to go for, definitely to the Milwaukee County in and of itself, definitely expected to go to Joe Biden. But yeah, if you don't have a strong turnout in a lot of those like liberal districts, if you're living in a state where it's like, you know, you've got patches of blue and mostly red, if you can't get good voter turnout in those blue counties, it could easily just go to the red counties. Honestly, you know, they could have a higher percentage of voter turnout and the state could go red. Even if it does have a large amount of, you know, liberal cities or liberal counties, guys, that's the nature of how the game works. So we'll see. That's a good point. If we don't get voter turnout in some of these, you know, blue areas, it could mean it could go for Trump again, Wisconsin. We'll see. We'll see. Anybody who live in Milwaukee or live in Milwaukee County? Just curious. All righty. Let's see what else, y'all. We'll see what else is popping right now on this chart. Looks like Montana is starting to report results now. It looks like Wyoming is starting to report some results now. Definitely expect Montana to go for Trump. Definitely expect Wyoming to go for Trump. Both of these combined will give 6 electoral college votes to the winner. Definitely probably going to go red. Wouldn't imagine anything else. Y'all, they still have not called Florida. Let's look at Florida again. Florida. All right, so the polls have been closed in Florida. Been closed. 29 electoral college votes will be going to the winner in Florida, y'all. The winner in Florida. All right. So let's see. 94% of the expected votes have been counted. Trump, the Republican, 51.2% of the percentage of the votes, excuse me. And Joe Biden has 47.8 percentage points of the votes, right? So we'll see. Most likely it's looking like it's going to go for Trump. Trying to look at the news. I've got my TV set up, y'all. Got a just big, nice control center going on here. Oh, Sierra says she in Milwaukee. Okay, you in Milwaukee? Do you see a lot of people turning out to vote, Sierra? You could be my on-the-ground correspondent from Milwaukee. You see a lot of people turning out to vote? Let me know. All right, but I'll give y'all updates on Florida, and we'll just have to see if they're going to be called. Eve says COVID, sadly, could have been an impact. People are scared, you know, and that's a really important point, Eve, because if you live in a state that's, you know, maybe not be as open to the whole mail-in ballot, drop off your ballot thing. And we all know like some of the issues financially that the U.S. Postal Service has been going through this summer. And honestly, for the past few years, you know, people are scared, especially people who are maybe high risk for COVID and don't want to risk it and go in and vote, you know, so. Or maybe a lot more. I know for a fact a lot more people are doing absentee ballot voting and mail-in ballot voting. So we'll definitely have to see what's going on. And, you know, was anybody, just a quick question, anybody who voted today, were you nervous about COVID? You know, were people wiping off machines? Did people have masks on? Like, I want to know kind of what you all had to go through, you know? Anybody kind of was afraid to vote? Was it okay? You know? Yeah, well, what was going on for those who voted today or early voted in person? You know, like I said, I did my mail-in ballot. That was just the easiest thing for me to do. And I've been really conservative when it comes to COVID. I know everybody was, you know, turning up for Halloween. I was indoors with my family, just chilling, watching movies. So I really haven't done much, gone out a lot of places. So I was like, you know what, the safest thing that I want to do for myself and my family is just do a mail-in ballot voting. But I'm blessed to live in a state where that was possible. So I wonder if anybody else, in the comments had an issue with mail-in voting, or you went in person to vote. Yeah. Eve says lots of Latinx voters went for Trump in several counties in Florida. Yep. Yep. That is very true. That is very true. Florida. A lot of those Latinx community voters went to Trump. A lot of those counties. Very true. Very much a stronghold down there. All righty. Yeah, Missouri. I like saying that, Missouri. Missouri is, Sierra just said something. Yes, my dad came here to Chicago to work the polls and definitely saw people come out to vote. Okay, awesome. Your dad is working the polls. Tell him thank you for his service. Yes, I appreciate it. I was a poll worker for a while when I was a student at UW-Madison. It was a lot of fun. All righty. Eve says Missouri's projected for Trump. No surprise. Yes, we see that right over here. My lovely map. Yeah, 40. It looks like 50% of expected votes have been counted, but it looks like 10 electoral college votes are going to Trump for Missouri. So right now we're at 98 for Biden, 99 for Trump. 98, 99, y'all. Crazy. 270 electoral college votes needed to win. All right, Barbara said she went to early vote. No problem. All right, that's good. I'm glad that everything was safe and was secure and your vote was casted with no complaints. That's good to hear. Awesome to hear. All righty. Yep. So just came down the pipeline. Missouri has been called for Trump. No surprise there. I believe Arkansas has also recently been called. So he's gained 6 electoral college votes from Arkansas. We also have Louisiana being called. Louisiana also has been called for Donald Trump. That's 8 electoral college votes for Trump from Louisiana. So let's look back up here at our total. Boom, boom, boom. All right, we got a few of the East Coast states over here have been called for Joe Biden. You just kind of see a massive blue over here. So we have 118 for Biden, 99 for Trump here. Yeah, y'all. We're like inching closer and closer. We're starting to get more results. More things are being called, but I'm telling you, y'all, it's still gonna take a long time. I feel like for like the actual count, the actual votes to kind of be solidified here. But yeah, all right. Breaking news: Missouri, Arkansas, Louisiana, all been called for Trump, as we expected. And again, a lot of these East Coast states have also been called for Joe Biden as well. So it looks like as soon as one wins one state, the other wins another state. So looks like it's just going to be a back and forth all night, guys. Wow. Let's look back at Michigan. I'm just curious to see what Michigan is doing. How much? Okay. Again, Michigan kind of still slow to report results. So we'll see what's going on in Michigan. We'll see. That's 16 electoral college votes right there. That's a lot of votes to go to one candidate. So we'll see what happens there. We'll see, y'all. Wow. Man, this is going to be a close election. And, like Professor Mayer said, I think a lot of people doing the probability in the polls have been like, oh yeah, Biden's going to win by a landslide. I don't think if Biden were to win, I don't think it's going to be by a landslide. When it comes to what we've got up here, electoral college votes, I believe it's going to be very close. It's going to be a lot closer than people think. Let's look back at 2016 and Hillary Clinton and the vote total there. It was 232 for Clinton, 306 for Trump. So, it's not close, but not extremely far away, really. So we'll see if that's going to be a repeat to this year. We'll see, y'all. Yeah. Just look at this map even. A lot of the states down in the South, part of the Midwest, a lot of the swing states that you see highlighted in deep red went for Trump. So we'll see if Trump can pull it off or if Biden's going to pull it off instead. But as of right now, it's 9:45 p.m. Central Time. We've got 118 electoral college votes already pledged for Joe Biden, 99 for Trump, 270 to win, y'all. Got a long night ahead of us. All right. Yeah, that's what it's looking like. It's just, it's getting really close, guys. Montana hasn't really reporting much. It looks like it's leaning for Joe Biden, but again, 18 percentage points of the votes have been counted. Montana's probably going to go for Donald Trump. Utah, we already just called this. Utah has already gone for Donald Trump. 6 electoral college votes to go for him. Now, again, these West Coast states, I don't know. Let me see. I'm assuming, I don't know if there's anybody in the chat from the West Coast, but I'm pretty sure the West Coast probably, let's see. Okay, so it says in California, polls are going to be closing at 10 p.m. Central. So polls are about to close in California. So we guess we're going to kind of wait for them to close. And I assume Oregon might be the same thing. Yeah, so these West Coast states still have polls to close. So we probably won't get many results from them in a minute. All right, let's see. Eve says Montana might be another Senate seat. Okay. That's a good possibility. Yep. I remember when I was looking at that map, Montana could go Democrat, could go Republican. We'll see. Let's look back just to see. Let's look back at the Senate race, the Senate map. Yep, Montana, right over here. Hasn't been called yet. We've got Steve Bullock, another guy who ran for president in the Democratic Party primary this year. There's about 50 of them. Anyway. Yeah, we've got Steve Bullock and the incumbent. What's his name? What's the incumbent's name? I can't pull it up now, but we'll have to watch Montana. It could be a close one. Who knows? Because I believe Steve Bullock, if I'm correct, Steve Bullock was the governor, and he was one of the first Democratic governors in Montana? I can't remember, but he was recently Democratic governor of Montana. So now he's running for the Senate. So we'll see if he wins. We shall see. All righty. Whew, man. Wow. Y'all, I don't know what to think. Y'all. It's just right now, it's too early to call a lot of these swing states. But honestly, it's just looking really close. Ohio, let's go back to our friends in Ohio. 18 electoral college votes going to Ohio. The polls have already closed, guys. Man, Ohio looks like for Donald Trump, 52.7 percentage points have gone to Trump. Biden, the Democrat, 45.9 percentage points of the votes he already has. We still have a little bit more to be counted, a little bit more votes to be counted in Ohio. But if Trump wins, if Biden wins, it doesn't matter. 18 electoral college votes will go to whoever wins that state. That's a lot of votes. 18, that's a lot of electoral college votes right there. All righty. Wow, guys. Whew. All righty. So what I'm going to do now, I'm going to take a quick break. All right. Don't you go anywhere because we have a special guest coming. All right. Special guest coming in the house. You don't want to miss it. I'm going to take a real short break. All right, guys. We'll be back very soon with a special guest and some more questions and poll questions to ask y'all. All right. We'll take a few minutes break. I'll be back. We're going to get right back to where we left off. All right. Alrighty. So we're going to start this off with a poll question. So the question before you get distracted by all this stuff, guys, one question I want to ask you first. The question that I want to ask you. Poll time. Yes. Poll time. So the second question of the night that I want to ask you all, and I want you to, again, put your comments in the chat box, whether you're on YouTube or whether you're on Facebook. The question I want to ask is, as a country, are we leaning more to the left or to the right ideologically? Choose 1 for left, 2 for right, 3 for neither. Let me know your thoughts, guys, in the comments section right now. As a country, are we leaning more to the left? Are we leaning more to the right? Or you think neither? Number 3. Let me know. Just type a number in the chat box, whether you're on Facebook or YouTube, and let me know what you think. Let me know what you think. Just go ahead, y'all. Put it in the chat box and let me know what you think. 1 for left, 2 for right, 3 for neither. What you guys think? Go ahead and comment below. Let me see what you all think. I think, this could be just what you think around you and what you're seeing. If you're seeing people around you more ideologically turning, to the right, maybe around you, you're seeing more people ideologically, so hard to say that word, turning more to the left. So let me know in the comments. What do you guys think? Type 1 for left, type 2 for right, and type 3 if you think, we're not really moving anywhere. We're just kind of along the same way. All right. Claudia thinks 3, that neither, that we're not really shifting one way or another. Interesting. Okay. Interesting. Anybody else? Let's see what you all think. Where are we moving? Now, I'll kind of break this nerdy political science theory to you all called the Overton window. Like, I guess I'm a political junkie. I'm a nerd. I was a poli-sci major in college. So this won't get too technical. Don't be afraid of this graph. But I kind of wanted to break it down a little bit just to kind of teach you about what all this stuff kind of means when it comes to ideologies and how people kind of shift depending on an election. So the Overton window is a political theory that was posed basically saying, if for president, you elect somebody that's more right wing or far to the right, the popular political sentiments actually move to the right. You would think it would be the opposite, like, if we have Donald Trump, who's more far right, then people would move to the left. It's not the case according to this political theory. The Overton window says, let's look at this graph, this graph here. If we have somebody, let's say like Trump, who's way far right, right? What happens actually is the popular political sentiment turns to be more right wing. So people like, let's say, I'll give you an example, MSNBC. I don't know how many people watch MSNBC here, but they have a newscaster on there that is a former Bush advisor. Now, I'm sure 10 years ago, you could have never told me that somebody who worked in the Bush administration would be working for a liberal news network. But what happened? She's a never Trumper, right? Nicole Wallace is her name. And because she's not all the way to the right, she's not unthinkable, she's not a MAGA person, she seems more palatable and acceptable and sensible when people compare her to the far right wing of the political spectrum, right? So that's kind of how these shifts work, right? And another example, John Kasich, he is a Republican, a former Republican governor of Ohio, not a very popular Republican, if I may say so myself either. But he was able to speak at the Democratic National Convention this year, right? And he's a Republican. But why? His views and his ideology is being seen more by Democrats as more sensible and more palatable when you look at it in comparison to people who are, again, more on the right, more for Donald Trump, right? So to discuss more about this and to talk more about the shifts in mainstream political ideology, does it stifle political movements in America, right? Are there consequences to people shifting more this way depending on the election? Are there consequences to that, right? We're seeing the Democratic Party, the progressive left, they feel like they're not being heard by the more moderate Democrats. because of these political shifts, right? I think it was hard for AOC to even get a speaking part at the DNC. Yet again, they're giving this Republican governor a speaking part at the our DNC. And you even see rifts within the Republican Party. You have the Never Trumpers versus the MAGA people. So here to kind of discuss some of these issues, we have Professor Benjamin Marquez. He is a professor of political science at the University of Wisconsin-Madison. He also has an emphasis on Chicano Latino studies. Professor Marquez, thank you so much for joining us today. I'm very excited to be chatting with you.
Oh, well, thank you for inviting me. I hope I can give you some useful information or insights.
Oh, definitely. You're definitely an expert in a lot of things we're about to talk about. So I appreciate you coming on today. So I really just wanted to pose the same question to you. If you really think that, the political sentiments that are going on, do you think you're seeing a shift within specific parties? And also, is it your opinion that social movements belong in political parties? Like I mentioned before, you see the progressive left gaining steam within the Democratic Party. Is there room for those social movements, especially in the Democratic Party, that seems to be shifting more to the right? What is your take on that?
Okay, well, a lot of really tough questions in rapid fire. Gosh, I don't know where to start. I just think that look, if you have a social movement, and it already means that you're losing. Okay, it means that the system isn't working for you, that institutions aren't responding, and you respond with the social movement, you respond with demonstrations, you respond with extra institutional actions, you rarely see. The kind you rarely see. Well, you never see social movement demonstrations on the part of business owners, on the part of bankers. I mean, you don't see them in the street. Right. They're the winners. They're right. The ones that are in the seats of power.
Right.
So social movements try to influence institutions, and in this case, like political parties that you mentioned, and social movements have been trying to influence the policies and the direction of the Democratic Party. So I think you're correct about that. But it's a very difficult thing to do, especially for the Democratic Party, since political parties are coalitions of interests. And the Democratic Party especially has a really difficult time keeping its coalition together. About 40% of the Democratic Party coalition consists of people of color. And I've been watching. I've got to stop. I've been watching the results coming in, and they're just bits and pieces coming in right now. But I can't take my eyes off the screen. But if people of color, if Latinos, if African Americans elected the president, elected people in the national legislature, the country would look radically different tomorrow. So that would it's their issues, their interests, their concerns are far different from many other Americans. But you have to remember now, the Democrats are a coalition, and when you enter into a coalition, you make compromises with others, and there are institutional limitations to what you can achieve. Although I don't think we've tested those limits, but there are. This is what happens when you engage in institutional politics. This is institutionally sanctioned politics. So, you join with others and you try to win and you try to get something of what you want, and you're making a common cause with others who don't see things. Just
same level. And that's interesting. You said a buzzword that I liked was compromise. And I think a lot of people in these social movements that are trying to blend in with these political parties can think of those as sacrifices, where I think even with the climate change movement and within the Democratic Party there, even though people think the prevailing message is, oh yeah, Democrats are definitely for climate change and sustainable resources and energy and things like that. their policies on a national scale don't always coalesce with that. I believe Joe Biden recently came out and said that he wanted to continue fracking to a whole bunch of people in Pennsylvania. The DNC at their convention said that they wanted to continue giving subsidies and kickbacks to fossil fuel companies. And the people within the Sunrise Movement kind of were upset and kind of taken aback when their movement, again, trying to fit within the Democratic Party, are making different changes that they just weren't ready to kind of sacrifice. And so what do you suggest for people that are a part of these social movements and seeing the things that they've been campaigning on from a grassroots level not being followed through by these parties and these institutions? Like, what do you suggest that they do?
Giving up is not the thing to do.
Mm-hmm.
You have to keep going, and so community organizing, social movement organizing is more of an art than a science. And if you've ever worked with community activists, you know that they have to judge situations. And I've looked at a lot of social movement groups. They have to be good at judging situations, changing circumstances, and shifting coalitions. So I mean, I can't really give a formula and say, well, if you just did what the smart professors tell you to do, then you're going to succeed.
Right.
But it's really people out organizing in the community that are the best judges of that. And I know the frustration that you're speaking to, in that why go along with this very establishment, a really conservative Democratic presidential candidate when he's not giving me everything that I want? Well, you're not going to get everything through political parties and through elections, but you can make things much better.
Mm-hmm.
So that's a hard sell. That's a hard
Yes.
sell to people of color. Here, why don't you do this because you might get a little bit of something. My response to that is that, voting is not the only thing you're ever going to do.
Exactly.
And voting is worthwhile. It's important, and it matters. It matters who wields the instruments of power. It really does matter.
Definitely. And the last question I have is, with the rise of the Black Lives Matter movement in this country, and a lot more people paying attention to a lot of what a lot of activists has been saying in the Black Lives Matter movement for decades, honestly, I've been more talked about on a mainstream scale. You see national politicians talking about a lot of these issues. Defund the police has been a buzzword phrase a lot of people have been throwing around. However, I have been seeing on social media and the news that a lot of activists are not really optimistic about a lot of their demands, especially because a lot of these things are local and not necessarily on a national scale. So what do you think, or maybe if you have any predictions, or do you think that we maybe see some like big widespread changes with regards to Black Lives Matter movements? Are we going to see policy? Are we going to see legislation? Or are we kind of going to see the same thing of, we talk about it, it gets a lot of press coverage, and then we kind of move on? What are your thoughts on that?
Actually, I think both. I think right now we are seeing a rethinking police policy. We are seeing real things like here in Madison, taking police out of the public schools, calling for greater scrutiny, calling for things like more training. Okay, and that's not very satisfying to some people. Wearing body cameras, policing the police, setting strict guidelines on their use of force. So these things are happening now. It's not like nothing has happened. The police have come under a real scrutiny, and there has been a response. So it's important that this continues to keep up. Now, are we going to movements? Movements come in ebbs and flows. So I would expect that the Black Lives Matter movement would also ebb. But you're correct in that these issues are not new. But it'll come back in another form. Yeah. And I'm heartened by the multiracial character of the support for the BLM. This is something that I've not seen in my lifetime. This is new, and I like that. I like the potential in that. I like the fact that this is, well, social movements are always led by young people. Okay, so it's for a lot of reasons, it's young people that take the lead on this. So it's but this is an interesting development and an important one, I think, because this message, the central message, as I see it, of equal treatment, of fair treatment, of restraint, is something that should resonate with a larger population. And there's some polling evidence to show that I mean, it's there. I mean, 2 out of 3 white people believe that Black people are treated unfairly by the police. Now, that's not 90% as African Americans believe. I mean, there's just unanimity among Black people that they're not treated fairly by the police. But that's a lot of people that would agree with that statement. So there's a lot of possibilities for change. And again, it's going to take some smart organizing and some seizing of opportunities. So you look at the take the research that the university provides you to inform your actions, but we're not out there. We're not the ones leading the charge. It's creative, hardworking people that are on the ground doing this. So now one of the things that I've seen, and I know you don't want me to go on forever, is that the media takes these messages and interprets them. So I mean, you may not like it, but have a look both at the liberal and the conservative media and see how that message is taken and presented to a larger public, and you'll get a better sense of how what the possibilities are. But I wouldn't sell the movement short. I think there has been some responses already.
Definitely. I definitely agree with you. And it's interesting that you said 2/3 of white people are thinking that there is a problem with racism against Black people in this country. Didn't know that number was that high.
By the police.
By the police.
That's a specific question.
Yeah. By the police, right.
Yeah. Do you believe that the police treat Black people unfairly? 90% of Black people say yes.
Right.
But it makes you wonder who the other 10% are.
Right.
But that's a lot of that's
a lot of people,
white people who agree with that statement.
And that could lead to change, like you said, some substantial change that Black people have been asking for decades, may I say, maybe centuries in this country. But I want to say thank you so much, Professor Marquez, for bringing your insight, for bringing your perspective on this really heated and stressful night. I know you said you're glued to the TV, so are we here. Thank you again so much for your commentary, and have a good rest of your night.
Okay, thank you. Good night.
Good night. All right, guys, that was Professor Ben Marquez. Awesome. That was a really good talk. I didn't know 2/3. That's a lot of people, y'all. 2/3. Wow. All righty, y'all. Let's jump right back into these races. Let's see what's going on. All righty. Let's check back with Florida. Florida looks, but let me refresh this page. I think the page automatically refreshes, but just in case, because Florida has been at 94% for about an hour now. It's probably still the same. I'm just hoping that something will change. Well, here, let's just look at the overall count. We have 192. 192 electoral college votes for Biden. Yikes, guys, it is getting close. Trump, we have 114. Wow, we are getting up and up here, y'all. Like I said, it's still too close to call. We can't call it for one candidate or the other. But right now, again, we need 270 electoral votes to win. One candidate needs at least 270 electoral votes to win. Again, Biden is at 192. Trump is at 114. Let's see. All right. California has been called for Joe Biden, to be expected. Oregon, Washington, again, not a surprise here. But we've got 55 electoral college votes going to Joe Biden. That's why you saw such a big leap in his numbers from when the last time we checked. Oregon, 7 electoral college votes gone to Joe Biden. And Washington State, 12 electoral college votes going to Joe Biden. All righty, y'all. Washington, they didn't even need much of their electoral or much of their expected votes to be counted. People already knew that it was going to go for Joe Biden. All righty, let's take a look at Wisconsin. I know we got a lot of people from Wisconsin in the chat. Shout out to Wisconsin. All right, let's check out Wisconsin to see if there are any updates, if we see more polling being released. All right, so it looks like almost 50% of expected votes have been counted in Wisconsin. That's 10 electoral college votes. The polls already closed at 8 p.m. Central Time in Wisconsin. Let's see what's going on. All right, let's look at the county map. Let me exit out of this. So a few counties north of Madison, north of Dane County that still need to be counted. Columbia County, and so that you say Sauk? I don't know how you say that. Well, this county right here still has not had any votes counted. We have one up north here, a few near the Green Bay area. So still some precincts, some counties that need to be counted, but who knows? Don't know. Could go for Biden, could go for Trump. I know I posed the question earlier. What do you guys think if Trump is going to take Wisconsin again? Some people said yes. Some of you Wisconsinites say yes, it's going to go for Trump. Some people said that it might go for Biden. I know one thing someone mentioned earlier in the comments section. Eve mentioned that if we don't get a high turnout for these more liberal centers, these larger cities like Milwaukee, Madison, if there's not a lot of voter turnout or not as high of a voter turnout, then a lot of these red counties may overtake the state and it will go to Trump. Because that's honestly what happened in 2016 with the state of Wisconsin, right? I don't really think, we can look in 2016 just to kind of refresh our memories of what happened 4 years ago. Let's look at the county map here. 4 years ago, this is Hillary Clinton versus Donald Trump. Yeah, Wisconsin. You see the let me kind of get a little closer here. Okay, here. So we see for Wisconsin. Oh, that's not Wisconsin. There we go. For Wisconsin, you see the blue patches here. This is Madison, Milwaukee. So I don't know if we may see some counties flip from red to blue or maybe blue to red. But it's looking like, again, if there's going to be high voter turnout in these higher populated cities, again, Madison, Dane County over here, we have higher voter turnout in Milwaukee County over here on the coastal area, then Biden could possibly take Wisconsin. However, if there's not a lot of voter turnout or voter turnout isn't as high as it needs to be in order to defeat Trump in some of these more red counties, then Trump is going to take Wisconsin. Guys, man, living in a swing state, I don't miss it. It's just nail biting, guys. Man, this thing is just so close. So we'll check back at Wisconsin again. It's about 50% of the votes have been called in Wisconsin. So we'll see what's going on in Wisconsin. See if we can get some more votes counted there. We have quite a few states that have been called since the interview. We got Nebraska that's been called for Donald Trump, as to be expected. Nebraska, we have 5 electoral college votes going to Donald Trump. We've got Wyoming being called for Donald Trump. Wyoming is being called for Donald Trump. Again, it's about 3 electoral votes. Whoop-de-doo. Not a lot there, but hey, everything counts, right, at this moment in time. Montana, not a lot being called right now. Montana most likely historically has always gone Republican. So I guess we'll just kind of put it in the back of our minds that it's probably going to go Republican. But right now they're still really very early when it comes to counting the votes right now. I'm sure since they're on the West Coast or, about the West Coast or out West Mountain Time, they probably have ended voting probably a few hours ago. So you got to give some of these more Western states time to kind of complete their counting of votes. Idaho, 4 electoral college votes, most likely, again, will go to Donald Trump. Only got about 30% of the votes counted so far here. So we'll see. Nevada, wow, what is going on in Nevada? Still nothing really been counted yet. I'm sure the polling places have been closed in Nevada. 6 electoral college votes, I believe it went for Hillary Clinton in 2016. So we'll see if Joe Biden can take Nevada or if Trump will take Nevada. It's one of those states where it's like, you just never know. And the politics in Nevada is very interesting. It kind of reminds me of Colorado in the sense of there are very conservative values in both states, but they're also very liberal values in both states. So we'll see where Nevada kind of fits on the spectrum. It'll be interesting to see if it'll flip red and those 6 votes will go to Donald Trump, or if those 6 votes will go to Joe Biden and the Democratic Party. All right. So let's see. We already know Indiana was called. Kansas has already been called for Donald Trump. 6 electoral college votes will go to him. We know Arkansas has been called. Louisiana, Mississippi has been called for Donald Trump. 6 electoral college votes. Let's check on our friends in North Carolina. We'll check Texas, and we'll check a few more swing states, and then we'll move on to the Senate race to see what's going on there. Okay. All right. Oh, we got to thank you. This is my auntie, y'all. Can I show her comment? Hello, hello, hello. Welcome to the stream. All right, let's see what Eve says. Oregon, Washington, Cali projected for Biden. Yep, called that. All right, so North Carolina, y'all. Woo. 95% of expected votes have been counted in North Carolina. The Republican, Donald Trump, 50% of their votes have gone to him. Joe Biden, 48.7 percentage points of the votes have gone to him. We have 5 percentage points left. 5 percentage points left for North Carolina. Wow, very close. Definitely a swing state. Went last election for Joe, or for, confusing my words here. 4 years ago, this state went for Trump. Could it go for Trump again? We will see. It's very close. I don't know. Nobody has called it yet. I've got MSNBC on a TV right now. I got my producer checking the live feeds of a lot of these Twitter feeds and of these news stations. So we'll update you if we get any updates on whether or not people can call North Carolina. But if you have 95% of expected votes already counted and you still cannot call North Carolina for either Trump or Biden, that means it is very close, y'all. It's very close. It's going to be down to the wire for a lot of these swing states, especially North Carolina here. So we'll come back and check on North Carolina. That's 15 electoral college votes that's in the balance, guys. That's a lot. That can make or break you right there. 15 votes. All right. Woo. All right. Let's check on. Do we even check Florida? Yeah, Florida really hasn't moved yet. Honestly, Texas, let's see what's going on in Texas. All right, we have more counties reporting in Texas. It looks like 85% of expected votes have already been counted. Polls have already closed in Texas. 38 electoral votes. 38 electoral votes have are hanging the balance. Hanging the balance here. That's a lot. That's almost 40. That's a lot. Trump, 51.8 percentage points of the votes. We got Biden, 46.8 percentage points of the vote. Most likely it's going to go to Trump because Texas is just red. That's just what it does. That's just what it do. I know a lot of Democrats are hoping that Texas was just going to flip to Democrats. I don't know. Like I said, it could happen, but I don't think it's going to happen anytime soon. Whenever I think of Texas, I definitely think deep red, deep South, definitely very, very, very much Trump territory, Trump country down there in Texas. But we'll see. Anything can happen, right? I'm not going to put anything out of the perspective here. All right, let's check Florida again. Yeah. Not much has moved. I think Trump may have moved 1 percentage point up here. Biden is at 47.7%. Trump at 51.2%. Polls have been closed in Florida. 94% of expected votes have been counted. So again, just like North Carolina, Florida, not a lot of votes to count left, but it's still very close. So we'll see what happens there. Yeah, post your questions in the chat, guys. If you have questions, you want a race you want me to cover, you want to whatever, anything. You're scared, you're nervous, you need somebody to talk to. Just say it in the chat, guys. I'm open. I'm looking at it, right? I'm going to check Pennsylvania and Ohio, and then we can look over at the Senate race and see what's going on there. So let's see what's going on in Pennsylvania. All righty. So somebody told me earlier this week that Pennsylvania, So it looks like a lot of their counties will not have to count their ballots. I think they have till through this week, I believe, to do the full count in Pennsylvania. So we may not even get full results tonight when it comes to Pennsylvania. And that's major news because Pennsylvania, again, that's 20 electoral college votes. Trump won Pennsylvania, in my opinion, shockingly. Like, I was floored when he won Pennsylvania, right? So he could do it again. Trump could pull out a win in Pennsylvania. And when I'm telling you, if he pulls out a win in Pennsylvania, that will really set the tone for the rest of the election. But again, because Pennsylvania is kind of in limbo right now, and because they're not going to be reporting all of their votes and counting their votes till later on, we'll have to see, guys. All right, Eve has a question. Do you think we'll know tonight which swing states will have results? You know, that's a good question. I'm thinking, at least I'm hoping, at least Florida could tell us something before the end of the night. Like I said, that they're on the East Coast. They've been done voting for a very long time, right? And they only have 6 percentage points or 6% of the vote to still count. So hopefully Florida can give us some results. North Carolina as well. North Carolina, they have 95% of percentage points of the votes already counted. So they only have 5% to go. So hopefully they can get us some results before the end of the day, 12 a.m. Central Time. Maybe they will, maybe they won't. I don't know. Honestly, if it's 10:27 p.m. Central Time right now, we might not get any swing state, honestly. I don't know. That's a good question, Eve. I don't know. Whew, Michigan, we probably won't hear from for a while. Wisconsin is 53 percentage point. 53% of the expected vote has been counted. So I don't know about Wisconsin either. Yeah, it might be a while before we know anything about some of these Midwestern states, some of these Midwestern swing states at that. You know, Ohio, people are predicting Ohio will go to Trump. Nothing has been called yet, but it's still pretty close. I don't even know if I think Ohio will be called before the end of the night. This is definitely all going to be going to the wee hours of the morning. Okay. Florida. Let's see what's going on with Florida. Florida, 28 electoral college votes. Again, still in limbo. So we'll see. That's a good question, Eve. We'll see if I know whether or not, or if I think whether or not some of these swing states will be reporting today. Let's take a closer look at Ohio again, and then we'll look at some of the Senate races. Let's see. Ohio, 18 electoral college votes, y'all. 86% of the expected votes have already been counted, right? Polls have been closed in Ohio. It looks like Trump is at 53.1 percentage points of the votes. Biden, 45.4. Definitely a lot of some wiggle room there. Biden could pull through. Who knows? I don't know. But that's a lot of electoral votes hanging in the balance here. And Trump definitely needs to get some of these, some of these Midwestern states and keep the states that he won against Hillary if he's looking to win. If he's losing some of these Midwestern states like Ohio or Michigan or Wisconsin, it might look kind of bleak for him, but we'll see. The night is still young, y'all. A lot of results still to be counted, still to be talked about. So we're just going to have to see. So Ohio, again, it's another one where we're just not sure. Could be a thing, could not be a thing. We'll see. We'll see. All right, let's check some of these Senate races for a second and see what is going on here. All righty, Senate races. Okay, so it looks like, let me make sure these are the live results. Yep, live results. So 43 seats have been confirmed for Democrats, 43 for Republicans. We still have 13 races to go. Alabama has been called. Mississippi has been called. Texas, Oklahoma, Kansas, Colorado, Oregon. A lot of states have already been called. We're still waiting on the nail biter in Arizona. Still waiting on the nail biter in North Carolina, Michigan, Minnesota, Iowa. A lot of races still to be called. Whew, man, the Senate race is really heating up. Let's take a look at the House. Like I said, people already are calling the House for the Democrats, and it's just probably where it's going to stay. I'm just curious just to see the live results. Let's just look at it, guys. Let's just look to see what's happening. Live results for the House elections 2020. All righty. So a lot of race still to be run. 198 seats still not complete or still not voted for yet, or votes not counted yet. 133 for Republicans, 104 for Democrats. So we'll have to see, guys. Yeah, let's look at the forecast. I'm pretty sure for the forecast, again, people are saying the Democrats are going to take the House again. Let's see. Okay, that's the live election results. The brown is things that are counties that have not been called yet. Let's see if we can get a forecast here. All right, it's taking too long, whatever. But you know the forecast, because I was just telling you. Forecast, Democrats are probably going to take the House again, okay? All righty. Let's exit out of here. Let's zoom out of Ohio. Let's see what else is going on. Man, it's just like, anybody else just still getting nervous? Just like, man, this is really going to be a close election, guys. I'm telling you, nothing's going to get called before the end of the night. I promise you. As in, like, you know, who's going to win? It's not. It's a lot of these swing states still have to be called. A lot of these swing states still in limbo. Not even sure where they're going to be going, whether it's left, whether it's right. I don't know. Man, this is just, let's look at Iowa. Let's see. Iowa looks like they're starting to get some more votes counted. 68% of expected votes have been counted in Iowa. 6 electoral votes will go to the winner. Okay. Eve, just asked the question. Do you know when Nevada polls close? Ooh, good question. Let me ask my producer. Producer, do you know when the Nevada polls close? Can you Google that for me and let me know what that is? Good question, Eve. We're going to get the answer to you in a minute. When the Nevada polls close. Okay. Let's see. All right, so back to Iowa. So it looks like, again, quite a few votes that still need to be counted. Yeah, 49.9% of the votes going for Trump. Biden, again, 48.3 percentage points of the vote. Still a lot of race to be run, guys. Still a lot of race to be run. Stuff is just getting so close. So close. All right. Man, I'm just, this is nerve-wracking. Like, I honestly, a lot of these swing states, guys, I really don't know. I really don't know what's going to happen. I don't know. I don't think Florida, like I said, Florida has been at 94% of expected votes counted for about an hour now. All right. So that extra 6% of the votes that still has not been counted in Florida, I feel like we're not going to get that until tomorrow. Okay. North Carolina, same thing. They've been at about 95 percentage points of the votes. 95% of the expected votes have been counted. I don't think we're going to see any results from North Carolina, even though it's just 5% of the votes still need to be counted. That's just, it doesn't seem like a lot, but it really is when you're looking at just like a state's totals. So we'll see what happens in North Carolina. I don't know. It could go either way, guys. It could go either way. Yeah, Nevada, we're still checking on when the polls in Nevada close. We'll check on that and let you know what time they close. I feel like they probably have already closed, honestly. You know, if California is starting to report and close, and Oregon and Washington, I'm pretty sure they probably should have already been closed right now. Their polls should have been closed. But we're checking on that, and we'll let you know when we find that information out. Texas, let's see what's going on in Texas. Still 86% of the votes already counted. All righty. Any changes in Wisconsin? Let's see. 55% of the expected votes have been counted. All right. So it's like we're inching. Some states are being called. Some states, again, especially the swing states that everybody's trying to get information on, still have a lot of unreported results here, especially Pennsylvania, Ohio, Michigan, Wisconsin. I know we have a lot of Wisconsinites in the building. We still don't know what's going to happen to Wisconsin. Like I said, some people are putting their money on Trump. Some people are saying Biden could take the lead for Wisconsin just because of President Obama's record in Wisconsin and him pulling that state as a swing state. I don't know. We'll see. I just think, man, It could go either way, honestly. Personally, I used to pay attention to polls. I really did. But after the 2016 election, guys, I was like, you know what? These polls, I don't really pay attention to them. I don't really read into them because at the end of the day, anything can happen. Anything can happen. Voters will surprise you, right? It's all about voter turnout, getting people to go out and vote and get their, exercise their right. Okay. All right. So it looks like the polls closed at 9 p.m. Central Time in Nevada. Yep, 9 p.m. Central Time. The polls closed in Nevada. So they're already closed. They've been closed for about an hour and a half now. So yeah, it's not a lot of counties in Nevada at all. So I'm like, okay, what's going on, guys? I don't know. We'll see. But Nevada is another one where it went for Hillary Clinton last election. Could go for Trump. It could go for Trump. It could just kind of slide in there for the Democrats, for Biden. Let's look at the totals right now. Okay, so right now, Joe Biden has 192 electoral college votes. Donald Trump has 114 electoral college votes. Remember, guys, they need 270 votes to win. They need 270 electoral college votes to win. Like I said, it's way too early to call anything, way too early. Just because Biden's in lead absolutely means nothing, because there's a lot of states, especially states that we expect to turn red, that still do not have a lot of reporting. Like I said, Georgia still is reporting. So we expect Georgia, obviously, to go for Republicans because that's just historically how it's been. So we'll see what happens in Georgia, and we'll see what happens in North Carolina, Florida, Texas. So honestly, once we get Texas, Florida, Georgia, see what happens in North Carolina, there will be quite a few electoral college votes that are going to be going for Trump. Like I said, I can't even predict when these states are going to start, calling their elections. I don't know. Hopefully soon. It would be nice. But again, quite a few of these states still have quite a few votes to be counted. But like I said, you probably soon, within maybe the next 4 or 5 hours, maybe, we'll start to see a surge in Trump's numbers, because again, a lot of these southern states will start to kind of be counted. So I think Texas is getting pretty close. Yeah, there's still 86% of the expected votes counted already. So like I said, we're getting close. We're not quite there. Still got a lot more reporting to do. I don't know, guys. I don't know. How are you all feeling? What's up in the chat? How are you guys feeling right now? I know it's like 10:30. Man, it's 10:30 and we still barely have any results, and it's 10:30. Crazy. Let me know how you guys are doing in the chat. How are you guys doing? Still nervous? Everybody still nervous? You still tuning in? You half sleep? You're awake? What's up? I don't know. Whew, this is just, wow. It's getting close, guys. It's just getting close. But it's like I said, it's going to be a long night. And just a reminder for those who are just tuning in, Pennsylvania, the votes when it comes to Pennsylvania, their full count, I think, won't be released until Friday, I believe. It's kind of when they get all of their final results. Yep, some of the swing states might not have counts, says Eve Pettypiece. That is very true. So Friday, that's a long time from now. Jessica says, I'm a little nervous, but giving it up to something greater than me. Amen to that, Jessica. I like it. I like it. Yeah. Honestly, don't be anxious. Just go with the flow. Honestly, we have to see, like I said, a lot of these swing states, we're just not going to know. But the swing states are like the most important states when it comes to who's going to go where. Is it Trump going to take Michigan and take those electoral college votes, those 16 votes, or is it Biden, right? Huge amount of electoral college votes here. Same thing with Florida, 29 or was it 20? Yeah, 29 electoral college votes here. We've got 38 electoral college votes in Texas. So it's, man, guys, it's a lot of race still to be run. All right. So like I said, I don't make predictions. I'm not one of those people. I'm not bold enough to make predictions. I don't do the statistical models. I've taken courses on how to do these statistical models. My thing is, like, you can't really chart what a voter is actually going to be doing, on election day. Who's going to really make it out to vote? Again, as we mentioned earlier, something we were talking about is COVID and some people choosing not to vote or not really knowing the safest way of how to vote when it comes to COVID-19 in these scary times. So who knows, and I think a lot of this, again, what all of this really comes down to is voter turnout, period. So if people aren't turning out to vote, or if, people are just kind of, again, nervous to vote because of COVID, or they don't think it's safe, or any of these things that can just kind of prevent people from getting into the voting booth, can and will and has historically affected people in a lot of states, in a lot of important, especially swing states, So, man, I just keep thinking about Wisconsin, guys. I just can't stop thinking about Wisconsin. I just don't know what's going to happen. I know Fanique said earlier she thinks Wisconsin is going to go for Trump again. I know some people said they think it's going to go for Biden, but I don't know. It's just so hard to tell. It's just very hard to tell, 10 electoral college votes hang in the balance, guys. 10 electoral college votes, Wisconsin. That's Wisconsin for you. Man, I don't know. Trump has definitely been hitting the campaign trail hard in Wisconsin, I will say. I think I've seen him multiple times in Wisconsin. I think Floyd told us earlier that he was in Kenosha yesterday, I think. So, and it's impactful when a president is going in person in a state, going around campaigning, having rallies. That's important. That can turn people out to vote, right? When you see, the actual candidate like that. So we'll see. Again, quite a few counties still have not reported any results yet in Wisconsin. So we still have quite a bit to go here. But hey, who knows, guys? I sure do not have all the answers. I do not. All right. Let's see if anything's changed. It looks like Arizona, we're starting to get some results in Arizona. Let's just see what Arizona's doing. Oh, let's see. 76% of expected votes already counted. Arizona, 11 electoral votes hang in the balance. Polls have already closed in Arizona. Looks like Biden right now is leading with 53.6% of votes, while Trump has 45% of votes. Wow. Oh my gosh, guys. This is so close. All right, Joe says, I'm nervous about all of the red in Green Bay, Western Wisconsin, and Fox River Valley. Let's take a look at Wisconsin again now that you mentioned that. Let's look. Yeah, if you look, a lot of the blue that you see is just kind of concentrated, at least down in southeastern Wisconsin and south central Wisconsin, is these larger counties, these larger cities. You got Madison, you've got Milwaukee County here. So if there's a lot of voter turnout in Milwaukee, Wisconsin can go for Joe Biden. But if you get a lot of the other counties up in north central Wisconsin, then it's going to look like it's going to be for Trump. Voter turnout is just hanging in the balance, guys. Voter turnout is just very, very, very important here. Very important, man. Very important. Eve says big urban cities will make the difference in Wisconsin. Yes, I totally agree with that assessment. Big urban cities will. All righty, guys, we're going to switch over to our last poll for tonight. Last poll for the night, and our last interviews for the night. Are y'all ready? Are y'all awake? You should be. It's getting really heated. Are y'all ready for that last poll question? All right. Very simple question. Very simple. In the comments, whether you're on YouTube or Facebook, I want you to put in the chat, how do you vote? Do you vote based on party? If you do, chat number 1 or type in number 1. If you vote based upon a person or the personality, type number 2. And vote number 3 and type number 3 if you vote based on policy or policies that are important to you. I'm curious. How do you guys vote? You know, did you vote differently in this election than you have in previous elections? How do you vote? Is it the party? The 3 Ps, the party? Is it the person? Or is it the policy that really get you? For me personally, honestly, I would say policy is the most important for me. And I would say policy is the most important thing for me is because, I'm gonna be honest, guys, I really see it. I see through a lot of the political theater that a lot of politicians can give us, especially on the national stage, right? One of my favorite quotes is policy over platitudes, meaning when it comes to what we believe in, how we vote, what is important to me personally. Okay, Maya says 3 and 2 combo, but mostly 3. Okay, good to know. Good to know. Mostly 3, mostly policies. Okay. Mari says 3 and 2. Okay. So a little bit of policy, a little bit about the person. But for me personally, you know, politicians love to use the stories and, oh, my great grandmother did this. And, you know, oh, I just feel so strongly about these things. You know, it's like, okay, they give wonderful speeches. Politicians are most of them are very good speakers. Me personally, I don't really, and this might sound heartless and selfish, but I don't really care about the speeches. I don't really care about all of the frilly stuff, the fluffy things. I don't know how to call it. I don't know. I only care about policies. I care about what a politician can do to put food on my table, my family's table, my community's table, right? That's how I vote personally, right? And I think I used to vote for like a person, like, and, you know, oh, is this person somebody that I can trust? You know, but I think it came down to, I will only vote for a specific person if they are supporting the specific policies that are important to me in any election, period, point blank, you know? So I want to talk about it. Policies over platitudes. You know, how is it that we vote? You know, let's discuss even young people that are on the stream right now. How are you becoming informed voters? I think the millennial population right now and Gen Zers, you know, a lot of us are starting to get the vote. I think Gen Zers are starting to become of age 18 and probably voting, a lot of people voting for the first time in this election in 2020, you know? So how do you become informed voters when you're so young, when you're new to the system? You know, I want to hear your thoughts. All right, Floyd said, or let's say, okay, let's go. I missed some of these comments here. Say, Joe said policy for sure. I think expanding, hold on one second. I think expanding the squad is going to be really important. Yes, for shifting the Democratic Party to the left. Yes, and I was going to mention that too, about the political dynamics within the Democratic Party right now are just all over the place. They're crazy. You know, is there going to be a shift within the Democratic Party to the right? Are they going to stay to the left? Are they going to absorb and welcome the Bernie Sanders wing of the party? Or are they going to kind of, you know, shut them out and try to gain more support from the never Trumpers? Like, what's going to happen? Where's that shift going to happen? You know, let's see. Eve says this election, you're voting for the party, but you have also voted for the person and also voted for policies. Okay, interesting. So a combination. Floyd Harmon says you voted for the person and for policies. Okay, good. All righty. So now, guys, we're going to transfer into our next guest. I'm very excited for, again, this is our last interview of the night. So we have first Maya Pearson. She is the Wisconsin State Director for the organization RISE, a nonprofit organization helping to build student-led advocacy programs. And we also have Alder Joe Maldonado, representing District 1 in Fitchburg, Wisconsin. And just a note, they both graduated from UW-Madison. So I want to thank you all so much for being here. Thank you for staying up late with me. I hope you all are doing well tonight.
So I saw Maya put up her profile picture, and I was like, I think I got to put a button-up shirt so I don't look like a bum right now.
Look, I've got a regular t-shirt on, so you're totally fine. You know, come as you are. You're totally fine. So, you know, I wanted to gauge you all for this specific question because I know you all both have done a lot of grassroots activism within, you know, your respective communities. And I was talking to Professor Ben Marquez earlier about what is the role of grassroots movements within political parties? Is there room for a social movement to move in and mesh and meld with political parties? Or do they have to just say, or have to deal with the sacrifices of not always allowing all the policies you want passed? Because the establishment kind of wants to corner that market or kind of have that coalition of different ideals that may not deal with, the specific policies that you're for. So let me know, what are some of the situations that you've had with grassroots movements, and what do you think that their role within political parties really is?
Yeah, I'll go ahead, Joe.
No, you got it.
No, I was just gonna say, I think like grassroots organizations are extremely instrumental in politics. I think, we can see it as clear as some of the organizations in Madison that really, really pushed for, the civilian oversight committee for the city, and getting the cops out of the schools and the Madison schools. So I think, they definitely have a big part of it. And I also think that like just young people in general tend to gravitate towards grassroots organizations because they are the ones who are doing the work on the ground. They are the ones who are doing a lot of the heavy lifting. And I think, if we're trying to make sure that we're moving the political scene, of course, grassroots has its own place in that movement, political movement.
Yeah. I mean, I'll say, just to give folks a little lay of the land of what Fitchburg looks like, it's actually more racially diverse than Madison. About 1 out of every 3 residents is a person of color. Wow. And, the district that I represent in particular is majority of our residents are people of color. So it just came down to, when we're trying to think about certain issues, transportation, spaces for youth, the environment, any housing, affordable housing, all of those issues affect, our communities. But when you look at sort of who's there in seats of power, and also, who is cued into, all the inner workings of the council and who are at the meetings, it's different. So, really what I focus on when I campaigned and, when I'm trying to get an issue in front of people is relying on that public comment. I email all my constituents every time there's going to be some sort of a resolution in front of the council. And I say, real simple, here are the things that make up this issue. Here are the things you can say to compel the council. And here's how you logistically give your feedback. So, one example is we're trying to get in one of our neighborhoods a youth center for teens. And, I worked alongside one of my fellow alders. I connected with folks in the community, and we got about 80 people to give public comment. And because of that, it really made waves with folks on the council that, maybe we're thinking about leaning another direction. And I think in local politics, those things are really, really important because they make a difference. It's, same thing Maya was talking about with the Police Oversight Commission in Madison. There was 4 hours of public testimony, and it was no question. And then Obama gave a shout out to the whole commission. So I mean, it's just a testament to what people can do when they have the right tools to be able to advocate, and then they feel empowered to actually do so because they believe in that issue.
Definitely. And one thing I always tell people is all politics are local. I know a lot of people pay attention on things on the national scale. I know right now, tonight, I've been focusing a lot just on the presidential race. But to me, this is just me. I love politics. I've always followed politics. I'm always emailing my state representative, my state senator, my senator for the state of Illinois, they probably are annoyed by the amount of emails, the calls, the text messages. I'm always emailing. I've met with them in person too, or some of their staffers, because a lot of the issues that are important to me, I don't play around with, you know? I'm a voter, I'm a taxpayer, and I'm American. And there are things that I just really want to see changed in my community, in my state, and in my country. And I think a lot of people, though, especially on the local level, don't have those personal interactions, don't do those public comments like you were talking about, Joe. So what are some things that you both suggest that people can do today, that people can do tomorrow? And, you know, between the next election, the presidential election we'll have in 4 years, what can people do now to get more involved, whether passively or actively, into local politics and to get issues and policies that are important to them pushed?
Yeah, so there's a book, and I'm trying to look it up. It's something along the lines of like the 60-second activist or the 60-minute activist or something like that. It's this real short read, and it basically gives you like the tools on how to set up a meeting with your, you know, elected official, how to be on listservs of issues that are important to you, how to write an email, how to personalize that email or that public comment, because, you know, for me, you know, a squeaky wheel is the one that gets greased. Like, you have to. When I think about like the constituents that constantly write back to me or constantly ask like, what can I do? How can I help? This is an issue that's important to me. Like, I use that as a temperature check on whether, you know, an issue will move forward. I think for every person, at the bare minimum, you should know who your elected officials are in your city or municipality. You should know who they are at your state level and your county level. And then you should know who your elected officials are at a national level. And you should regularly take opportunities to engage with them. You know, and this goes as far as the federal Congress.
Yeah.
I know Mark Pocan. Like, I have meetings with him regularly. Funny story, he does magic classes at the Boys and Girls Club.
Really?
And he actually, yeah. So I went with my son like 3 or 4 years ago to an event he was speaking at, and he recognized my son. He was like, "Oh, it's Aiden." I was like, "How do you know the congressman?" He was like, he taught my magic class. So that's how accessible like some of these people are. Like, they represent you, and they're in your community, and they probably have like either online or in-person events to hear people. Like, you need to take those opportunities and speak up about those issues. And the other important thing I will say as a plug is, right now in most cities and counties, it's budget season. So right now they are making decisions about how they're going to spend their money, your money, and you need to be involved in that. So if you feel like there needs to be more money put towards, you know, fighting homelessness, or you know, programming for COVID or relief, you need to look at those budgets, and you need to figure out what your local elected official is supporting, and you need to tell them, like, I want you to support this teen center that's going to be in the Pittsburgh budget. And I need you to write to your council and your mayor and say, like, support that. Because, you know, again, squeaky wheels, you know, don't get greased. Like, you're going to help influence and sway the people that represent you.
Exactly.
Yeah, I would just go also too, like, even further, just like, I know like my grandma, when I was like younger, she would always say, like, you know, she's not the most educated person. She's not, you know, she doesn't have, you know, she's not a graduate from a university or whatever. But one thing that she always did was always make sure that she knew what was going on, and who her, like, as Joe said, who her elected officials were, and she would hold them accountable. And I think that, you know, the mind shift that you don't have to be a so-called educated person, you don't have to, you know, be, you know, have accolades, whatever, to hold people accountable. you want to see change in your community, then you go ahead and make change in your community, and go and speak out whenever you need to. And so like, even those small things are important. So, you know, even if you don't know how to write an email to someone, you can still go and talk with them, and find time to spend time. Like Joe said, his son knows Mark Pocan, like, you know. So.
Exactly. Yes, that's such a good point. And even online, like there are a lot of templates too. If people are trying to get more involved and contact their local officials, state officials, federal officials, there are a lot of templates online where you can just kind of fill it out yourself and just kind of send the email through them. We can talk about that more later too. I know someone asked, Jessica asked, okay, I think you posted a link, Joe, in the link. So if anybody's interested in the book that Joe was talking about, he posted a link, Amazon link. It says 1 Hour Activists, Powerful Actions and Candidates, 1 Hour Activists. So if you guys are interested in the book, definitely buy it. I might buy the book, honestly. Like I said, I'm always emailing and bugging my local officials, state officials, federal official. But you know what? I can always use some more tips on how to engage them in my own conversation. You know, I feel like it's easier, you know, and I have more of relationships built with my local officials because, again, they are very accessible. But I know I had the senator, the Illinois Senator, Dick Durbin. I went to his office and I met with one of his health policy advisors. She was very kind. And I wanted to follow up about, you know, the meeting that I had with her I think a few days after. And I emailed his office, you know, just asking a question. I didn't get a response till 5 months later from their office, you know, and I tried not to get offended. I said, you know what, these people are busy, but I'm like, no, I saw them in person. They wanted me to follow up. They said, you're, you know, part of our constituency. We want to hear from you. So, you know, you may strike some luck with having more communication with local politicians, more so than you know, those, especially those in the Senate. But definitely do not let up. Keep emailing, no matter if they are responding to you or they're not. You know, just keep trying. You know, and yeah, go ahead.
You know, to that point, also, I would just add like sometimes their chief of staff or their staffers are like sometimes another route to go towards.
Yes.
Because like you'll be at events and you'll see like, oh, this is like Tammy Baldwin's you know, main staffer, and then you'll see her and be like, hey, this is a really important issue for me. You know, I need to talk to her about that, and like just keep bugging. Because sometimes that's like another route when the person themselves isn't as responsive as you would hope they would be.
Definitely. And Maya, would you also like to kind of plug your organization RISE and to kind of, I know we have a lot of students listening and maybe they can learn a little bit more about what RISE does in the community, especially in Wisconsin.
Yeah, so what we did, so I'm the Wisconsin organizing director for RISE, and what we do is basically get students to organize on their campus. And we empower them to in the civil engagement. So what we were doing, like just the past couple of days, like I haven't slept much because we were like texting like students like directly, not just using programs or anything like that, like actually building relationships with the students on campus, because we definitely care about like relational organizing. And so right now, now that the election is here, we're hopefully almost done. Our next thing is really advocating for free college and making college more accessible for folks and making sure students don't go hungry and homeless. So those are our advocacy works moving forward.
Awesome. And thank you for the work you do. And, you know, especially during these times of COVID, where students are very uncertain, where they're going to be laying their head at night, where they're going to be getting their next meal, where they're going to be going home to during the break. You know, unfortunately, I feel like there's just been a lot of loss, you know, federally on a response from both sides of the aisle. And a lot of people are waiting for things to trickle down that just won't be there. So I want to thank, you know, organizations like you and local officials like you, Joe, for supporting the community and saying, you know what, I understand federal politics is a mess right now, but local people have got your back. So I want to, again, thank you both for joining us tonight. I hope you guys get some rest. I know, like I said, it's going to be a very long night, but thanks again for joining us and have a great rest of your day.
Absolutely.
Thank you.
Thanks for having us.
All righty.
Bye.
Bye-bye. Alrighty, guys. Wasn't that awesome? That was so good. I really appreciate them coming on. I'm telling you guys, you got to put pressure. You got to put pressure on these politicians, man. I'm telling you, you just have to do it. Don't be afraid. Just realize that they're there to represent you. They're there to represent you and your interests, right? You're the taxpayer. You're the voter. You're the person that they represent. When I think about voting, I don't think of it as just voting down a party line or anything of that like that. I think about it as, if I'm voting for you, I'm co-signing you as a person and the policies that are coming down the pipeline for you, right? And if I'm co-signing you and your behaviors and I don't follow up with you, honestly, I can't even get that mad, right? Because voting is only the first step, guys. Voting is only just the first thing that you're doing in order to be more politically engaged, right? Voting is it's easy to vote, right? Check a name on the box. The hard thing to do is to follow up, is to say, hey, I want to see this policy. What are you doing about it? Hey, I want to see this in the budget, to your aldermen, to the people on the city council. What are you going to do about it? Are you reaching out to your mayors? All of these things are important, especially during the times of COVID-19 right now, and especially during times of police reform and all of the other things that are going on within this country. So please definitely take advantage of the internet, of Facebook, Twitter, again, emailing, calling. A lot of offices also have text features where you can text candidates now. Like, they're making it easy for you to reach out to them, y'all. They're making it easy. All right. So definitely don't be afraid to reach out to them. Don't be afraid. Don't be afraid of the title of them being senator or representative or alder. Don't be afraid of those titles, because they're there to support you. They're there to support you. All right. Don't be afraid. Alrighty, guys. We have 30 minutes left on the stream. Okay, 30 minutes left on the stream. Let's see what the count is right now. Let's see what the count is. All right. We've got 205 for Biden. Trump, we have 136, 270 to win. Remember, guys, 270 to win when it comes to electoral college votes. Let's see who has been reported since we were on the interview. All right, a few states. We've got Virginia that has been called for Joe Biden. Virginia, 13 electoral college votes have been called for Joe Biden. That's to be expected. Didn't really see that as something that was out of the ordinary. Definitely Joe Biden getting those 13 electoral college votes from Virginia. Cree race alert. Virginia going to Joe Biden. Let's see if we have any results from North Carolina. Nope. North Carolina's the same. Let's look at Florida. Florida, can you give me something? Can you give me anything, Florida? I don't think Florida's ready yet either. Texas. Let's look at Texas. No, 88% of expected votes have been counted. We still have quite a few votes to tally up in Texas. Again, I don't really think Texas is a swing state, guys. I know some people are spreading that rumor. Texas is probably going to go for Trump, but hey, still a lot of race to go. Still a lot of votes to count. All right. Let's go back up to Wisconsin to see if we've got any updates in Wisconsin, guys. All right, let's see. Let's get closer to Wisconsin. Let's see what's going on. All right, looks like, again, all these counties seem to have been reported. That's good. All right. So now, again, we're still kind of slowly getting in votes. It looks like Columbia County, only 1% of the expected votes have been counted. That looks like is Columbia County, is that going to be red or is that going to go blue? Might be pretty red down in Columbia County. So yeah, we're hoping that these larger state counties, they can get some voter turnout. Hopefully, again, these counties up here can get some higher voter turnout so we can really see, where Wisconsin's going to go in this election, guys. Let's just see where Wisconsin's going to go. I don't know, guys. It's just, let me refresh this just in case something updated. I don't know. I feel like this tonight is just a whole bunch of I don't knows. I don't want to call any states that haven't been called, right? All right. It looks like MSNBC is reporting that, again, Virginia has been won by Joe Biden. It's not a shocker there. Something we expected. Let's take a look at Florida. All right, now Florida has changed 1 percentage point. 96% of the expected votes have been counted. That was up from, I believe, 94% for the past hour. I don't know, guys. I'm pretty sure this is going to go for Donald Trump. I don't know why it's just taking so long for them to report. I don't know. We'll see. I don't know. All right. Looks like Idaho. I believe Idaho, since we were on the interview, Idaho's been called for Donald Trump. Not a surprise there. We've got 4 electoral college votes going for Donald Trump. Finally, it looks like Nevada is finally getting their votes counted here. Let's click on Nevada to see what's going on county by county. Yeah, there's not too many counties, excuse me, in Nevada. A few of them are starting to report. Look at White Pine County. Looks like it's going to go for Donald Trump. Eureka County looks like it could go for Donald Trump. Still have a lot to still report. But I feel like you can expect a lot of those northern counties in Nevada to go for Trump. And then some of the more concentrated, higher populated cities near Reno, the county, and Carson City, and then obviously Las Vegas in the south tip of Nevada, this county right here, possibly Clark County to go for Joe Biden. We will see. What website am I on, Joe? I am on graphics.reuters.com. So Reuters, Reuters, they have an interactive map where it kind of shows you the live election map results, and you can go county by county, state by state. That's where I am at. Okay, so we'll see, y'all, how much of results we'll really get from Nevada. We'll see. Like I said, they only have 6 electoral college votes, but like I said, every little bit counts, especially in this election, because I'm telling you, it's going to be close. If I can call anything, I will say it's going to be close. Okay, it's going to be very close, right? So, let's see. Let's look back at North Carolina and see if we have anything close there. 95% expected votes counted for North Carolina. 15 electoral college votes hanging the balance. Donald Trump is leading. Joe Biden is trailing. Still, guess it's too close to call, guys. I don't know. North Carolina in 2016 went for Donald Trump. It could be the same thing again. Who knows? Because I sure don't. Looks like Georgia will definitely go for Donald Trump. That's 16 electoral college votes that most likely will go for him. Let's see, 79% of expected votes have been counted for Georgia. Still waiting on, I guess, quite a few votes. But again, we expect Georgia to go to Trump. Let's look at the county map of Georgia here. All right, we see in the Atlanta area, a lot of these counties, how they've been reported. Yep. All right. Quite a few of these counties near Atlanta have already been reported. Fulton County, 58% of the votes have been counted. Cobb, we've got Gwinnett County here, DeKalb, Rockdale. All right. So it looks like a lot of these liberal centers that we see here, let's see what Richmond County is. Yep, have already been counted. So it looks like we could get a decision maybe soon, hopefully soon, with regards to Georgia, and just, go ahead and just call it for Trump, because we know what's going to happen. We know that's Trump country down there in Georgia. All right. Let's check on Pennsylvania, y'all. Eve Petty Seats, Georgia's still in play. Yeah, it's still in place. Still haven't had many votes. Still yet to be counted. Still in play. Too close to call yet. All right, let's see. Pennsylvania. So still 55% of the expected votes to be counted. Again, Pennsylvania is going to take, I think, till Friday to really release all of the counts of the votes. This is an important state, guys. I cannot stress this enough. That's 20 electoral college votes that are hanging in the balance right now. Trump won in 2016. It could go again for Trump. It could also go for Joe Biden. I believe Pennsylvania is Joe Biden's home state. So that'll be interesting to see if he can win his home state or not. But Pennsylvania, I'm telling you, I went live 4 years ago in 2016. And I remember when I got the live news that Trump took Pennsylvania, and I was kind of shocked, because if you just look at when you look at a map of just kind of where states are kind of blue and where states start to turn red, you don't really think of Pennsylvania really turning red too often, but it is a swing state and it is in play. It is very much still in play, y'all. Okay. All right. Whoo, guys, this stuff it's getting heated, guys. It's getting very, very, very heated. The races are heating up. Like I said, most of these West Coast states have already been called for Joe Biden. Colorado, New Mexico, Illinois has been called for Joe Biden. Virginia, we just called for Joe Biden. A lot of these southern states still have to report. But again, I think later on the night, you're going to see Texas, Florida, Georgia, possibly North Carolina also go for Trump. So you'll see his numbers definitely go up from what it is right now. Maya says Pennsylvania has until Friday, I believe. Yep. So that's crazy, man. We may not even get full election results till Friday. Ugh, y'all, like, I just wanted this day to be over and just for me to know who is going to be the next president of the United States. Like, I got to wait till Friday, because like I said, Pennsylvania, what is it, 20 electoral college votes? That's a lot. That can decide an election right there. Oh, man. Anybody else just like, man, looking at this map, like, who knows? It's going to be a close one, y'all. It's really going to be close. All right. Very, very close. So I will say right now, all right, we got 15 minutes left on the stream, y'all. 15 minutes left. And I will say this. I have set up a Discord server called Free the People. Okay. Free the People. And I want to continue the conversation on the Discord. Now, Discord, I'm pretty sure many of you are familiar with it. It's an app. You can reach it on your computer browser. You can reach it on the App Store, Google Play Store, all that cool stuff. And I set up a server. We're going to post the link right here, tinyurl.com/Discord with Jada, right? Click the link. That's the invite link. I will be on Discord for the rest of the night after 11:30. That's where I'll be. I don't know how late. I'm probably going to be up real late, guys. I'm telling you, I bought pizza. I got breadsticks. I'm in this for the long haul. So I'm probably going to be up really late, y'all. Okay. So I will be after the stream, after this, 11:30, when we shut this down. I'm going to still be on Discord. I'm going to be answering your questions, still giving live commentary, letting you all know what are the latest results. We're going to continue the conversation, right? We can get into more debates too within the Discord, a lot more hard-hitting discussions, right? So if you have the app, go ahead, or if you don't have the app, download it, or like I said, reach or get it or type it into your computer browser and set up an account. Everything's free. Doesn't cost a thing, right? And Discord, if you don't know about it, it's more of a chat-based thing, right? There's voice chats where you can kind of talk with people within your server, but it's also just kind of a typing feature. Don't worry, it's not like GroupMe where every time somebody posts something that you get an alert on your phone. That's not how it works, right? There's no spamming. You're not going to get, a whole bunch of messages and stuff like that, right? So with Discord, as soon as you join the chat, you can talk. Like I said, I'll be sharing election results live, continuing what I'm doing here onto the Discord. So I'm going to leave that. I'm going to leave the ticker kind of going there so you all know where I will be after this stream. But let's just keep going. But again, join the Discord. Let me just pull up the Discord. Can I show y'all this? Let me show you. Maya said, thank you, Jada, for the coverage. You are sure welcome, Maya. Thank you for joining us. That was a really good conversation we had. All right, let me share. Let me quickly share the Discord that we got going on. Oh, we've got some new Discord members. Shout out to Jessica and Carissa. Hey, y'all. Thank you for joining. They ready. Oh, they early. Thank y'all. They ready. Okay, let me share. Let me share my Discord screen. Let me share. Boom, boom, boom. All right, so this is the Discord server. Like I said, download the app if you don't have it. Get it on your browser if you need it. All right, so meet us. We'll be here. The Election 2020 channel. I will be continuing the discussion here, giving y'all a live result coverage. Maya said I might just have to go over to Discord. Yes, girl. We're going to keep the chat popping. I promise you. I'm not even tired for some reason, y'all. I don't know. I'm just not tired. I took a few naps today. I'm not tired. And I think I'm just so antsy with this election and it's so close. Like I will give you results until I cannot give you results anymore. I'm telling y'all, I've got a lot of energy tonight. Okay. So join the Discord, join us on Discord. All right. We're going to continue the conversation. It's going to be a good conversation. We're going to keep and continue what's going on here. I'm going to keep giving you all live results. So if you like what's going on here, you want to continue the conversation, just click the link or follow the link that's going right down on the ticker. Like I said, it's tinyurl.com/discord with Jada. So you can get up-to-date information on what is going on with this election. All right. Like I said, I'll be there all night. All night. I don't even think I can sleep tonight without knowing who wins. That means I'm not sleeping tonight because it's just so many unknowns, guys. I'm telling you, I don't know who's going to win. I don't know. It's just, like I said, I'm not one to be making predictions and saying, oh, this person's going to win or this person's going to lose. I'm very careful with that. I'm very careful with kind of putting the cart before the horse per se. But hey, I'm going to just give you the coverage, give you the information that I know and kind of go from there. You know what I'm saying? So we're just going to, like I said, we got about 10 minutes left on the stream, 9 minutes left on the stream, and we'll just kind of keep looking here to kind of see what's going on. I said, not much has changed. Let's see, Montana. Polls have definitely closed in Montana. Let's see what's going on. All right, let's see. Let's get a little closer to Montana. Looks like 50% of expected votes have been counted in Montana. Again, 3 electoral college votes most likely will go to Donald Trump, but we still got about half of the expected vote results to be counted. Quite a few counties in Montana. I didn't expect it to be like that. Interesting. Okay. Wyoming has already been called, Idaho. So again, this is definitely Trump country up here in the western US. So that's definitely expected to be called. So yeah, don't be surprised. Like I said, I think like within 5 hours, 4 hours to see Trump kind of surge in his numbers. Once these states on the East Coast have finally kind of started to report their numbers, we just got to wait for that, but it's going to come. So he's definitely going to, he may be tied or close to tied or get pretty close, to what Biden has number wise, get to 190, something like that. Right. So definitely expect that to kind of flip and hit him to get a surge of votes right now. When it comes to percentages, it looks like Biden has 49.8% of the votes right now when it comes to the popular vote. And then Trump has 48.7 percentage points of the votes. But again, the night is still young, guys. Still a lot of electoral votes to be cast in, right? So we just got to see. We just got to see. He said... What did Eve just say? Eve said you should sleep, not going to know results yet. Yeah, you're right. But like I said, I live for this stuff. I live for it and I'm just biting my nails and I still want to give y'all any sort of little updates I can get. We can keep continuing the conversation. If y'all want, you can get a little partisan in the chat too. That's allowed, right? Discord, anything goes in Discord. I do have an admin in Discord, but hey, just give me your thoughts. Give me your emotions. I want to hear it. I want to hear them, right? Texas. Let's see what's going on in Texas. All right, Texas, finally, 90% of expected votes have been counted. That's up from about 88% that it's been at for a while. Let's see. Still quite a few, what I think to be probably red counties have not been counted yet. Again, a lot of people are saying that Texas is going to flip for Joe Biden. I don't think that's a thing. Personally, I just don't think that's going to be a thing. But it looks like Trump definitely has a substantial lead as of right now. 52.2% of the vote is going to Trump. And then we have Biden, 46.3% of votes are going to him. So we've only got 10% of expected votes to be counted. 10%. Y'all, that's not a lot. Man. This thing is going to be close. I'm telling you, just some of these results are they're going to come out really slow. But I'm going to be watching and I'm going to be waiting, right? All right. Yep. We're at 205, 136, guys. Remember, you need 270 to win. So whichever candidate gets to 270 electoral college votes, that's who is going to win. All right. Let's back out here a little bit. Let's back out. Wisconsin, let's see what Wisconsin is doing. Okay, hold on. All right, looks like Wisconsin has more reportable votes. 68% of expected votes have been counted in Wisconsin. Remember, 10 electoral votes hang in the balance of Wisconsin. All right, let's see what's going on. Let us see. Wow, 51.6% of votes for Trump. We've got Biden, 46%, 46.7%. Again, still way too far out to really call, but still a lot of votes to be counted in Wisconsin. All right, let's see what Joe says. South Texas counties still need to be counted. Yep, they went for Clinton. Yep, that's definitely the case. A lot of those border counties, those southern border counties definitely went for Hillary and are probably going to go for Joe Biden. So quite a few of those need to still be counted. And then a lot of the northern counties, I think a few of them still have to be counted, and those probably will go to Trump. So still quite a lot to count in Texas, guys. But yeah, Wisconsin, like I said, looks like every single county has kind of reported election results in Wisconsin. But again, it's going to really be down to voter turnout, and it's going to be like most of these swing states here. If Democrats can turn out in droves, especially in those high concentrated, large populous cities, we're going to see it go for Biden. If we get more of these rural counties pulling a lot more Republican support, then it's going to go for Trump. So really just have to see. We have to see, y'all. Oh my goodness. Oh my gosh. I'm telling y'all, I live for this. I live for stuff like this. Like, it's very nerve-wracking. Like, not even from a standpoint of who I want to win versus who I want to lose. It's just nerve-wracking because it's like, I just don't know what's gonna happen. Man. All right, Pennsylvania looks like 60% of the expected votes have been counted. 20 electoral college votes hang in the balance. That's a lot, guys. 20, that is a lot. All right. Let's take back at our friends in Florida, and then we'll check the Senate. I need to refresh the page for a minute. Well, actually, here, let me refresh the page and we'll check the other races, see what's going on here. Okay, let's see if we can get some live results. This is the House election. Okay. I know this is, yeah, here we go. Live results. All right. So still a lot to be counted with regards to House races. But again, it's looking like the Democrats most likely will take the House again. Most likely. Let's look at the Senate and see what's going on with these Senate races. A lot of contentious Senate races going on. I definitely will be following this the rest of the night, especially on the Discord. So if you want to hear more about my opinions, what's going to be happening, Senate, House, local, federal, presidential, definitely join the Discord, guys. The link is in the ticker. So just follow that tiny URL link. But let's see. All right. Arizona. That's a very, very, very contentious race in Arizona. You got Mark Kelly, who is the husband of Gabby Gifford, who was the congresswoman that was shot. I can't remember. I think it was quite some time ago. So he's running in support of his wife for the Senate, and he's also an astronaut. I think it's kind of cool. You know, no offense to all the lawyers in the building, but we need a lot less lawyers and a lot more other people in other fields, you know, of study in Congress. I'm just saying, because it's, you know, I think when you have people of different professions, you get people with different, you know, mindsets, different ways of approaching and solving problems. I'm just saying, I think it'd be cool to see an astronaut. You know, I don't know if there has been astronauts before in the Senate or not, but that would be kind of cool. Jessica said talk. She said talk. I'm saying, Jessica, I'm just saying, like, it's just a lot of lawyers. And just because you're a lawyer doesn't mean you know the law, right? And when you're a politician, it's not about just the law, right, or the Constitution. It's about foreign policy, right? Or foreign affairs. That's why you see a lot of people who are active duty military, you know, are running a lot more in a lot of these, you know, smaller races, Senate, House, right, even local elections. It's about healthcare. Where are physicians at? Where are scientists at? I know the person that represents me for my district, the House of Representatives, he's a scientist, right? One of the only scientists in Congress, right? But he gets a different perspective. Cori Bush from Missouri, she's a nurse, so she can offer a different perspective on healthcare, right? I just think we need to diversify. We need to diversify, you know, the amount of people or what their professions are. Joe said, agreed. Happy when a teacher was elected in Wisconsin governor. Exactly. That was a big race too. All right, guys, let's check back one last time. before I get off the stream. Hopefully y'all can join me in the Discord before I get on the stream. Let's check. Oh, this is 2016. Sorry. My bad. That was 2016. All right, let me refresh the page one last time, guys, before I get off the stream. Let's see what's going on. Let's see what they're giving. If anything has changed in the past 2 seconds, probably not. Nope, hasn't changed. But we still got 205 for Biden and Trump 136. All righty, guys. So it was an amazing night. I want to thank everybody that joined the stream, that was here talking, listening to our awesome panelists. I want to thank the Multicultural Student Center from the bottom of my heart for having me, for letting us have these discussions, y'all. Like, it's just, I'm just so blown away by the response that you all have given, all the comments, everything. Thank you. I want to thank Carla Foster, Claudia Guzman, both from the MSC. I want to thank you all both again for having me. This has just been so, y'all want to do this again? Is it just me? I want to do this again. This is a lot of fun. Again, so join me in the Discord, the tiny URL right there on the ticker. I think maybe we can have the MSC posted on their Facebook page again if you want to kind of see if you missed the link. But I will be on Discord for the rest of the night. I don't think I'm going to bed, y'all. I work from home, so I can sleep in a little bit if I want. No problem. I'm like I said, I really appreciate all of you guys' support. Again, meet me in the Discord. Thank you all so much for your time. I really appreciate it. It's a contentious election, y'all. I'm gonna be, like I said, I'm gonna be up. I got a lot of energy. Meet me in the Discord, all right? Thank you all so much. Have an awesome rest of your night, all right? See y'all later. Goodbye.